Yo, what's good, chat? Hey, subscribe to the pod, No Name Wrestling. Follow the Spotify, follow TikTok, follow Instagram. We finna get straight into it because Mo about to piss me off. Mo, go ahead and tell the people what your issue was with the beginning of this opening show. Go ahead and tell the people what the issue was with this
I
opener,
don't give
please.
a
Please,
flying
please.
fuck what the reasoning is. There is no reason on a wrestling pay-per-view. 1 whole hour passes. God damn it. 1 whole hour passes. And we get one match. I'm sorry. I'm not saying the match was ass. I gave
Right,
it a
okay.
7 out of 10.
Right. I mean, it's okay, fine, whatever. I can live with that.
The beatdown was what it was.
It
I'm
was
sorry.
good.
That shit
Now,
could
now
have
that's where you're
been
bugging.
shaved.
Okay, so I have a
That
question.
shit could have been shaved.
Hey, so I have a question. Right. And I didn't bring this up specifically because I know it's about to eat through your whole point, right? And then you're gonna get mad at me. I'm already telling y'all, Ryan, Mo, he's about to get mad at me. I mean, Malik, he's about to get mad at me. So you said there should never be a whole hour passes and only get one match.
In the
That's
opener,
what you
yes.
said.
In
Oh,
the
now
opener,
it's the opener. So now it's the opener. Now it's the opener. So because we had plenty of
go
matches
ahead and
that
ask your
take a full
question.
hour.
Go ahead and ask your
No,
question. Go ahead and
because
ask
but
your question.
earlier you said no. Because I was going to ask you, hey, I could have sworn you said WrestleMania 40 main event was one of the best ones of all time, but that shit took an hour plus, hour 10 plus. If you count the
So
entrances,
Roman
you
Reigns
count
and
the
Bronson
afterward.
Reed. Roman Reigns and Bronson
Bro, okay, so
compared to the main event of WrestleMania.
let me break it down to you one more time, Mo. I'm gonna break it down for the chat as well. I'm gonna break it down. So again, the first hour, it took like 15 minutes for the match to even start because everybody knows if you've been watching WWE as long as I have, you have the beginning intro package. Ever since Triple H took over, they got to show everybody arriving to the ring. Then you got to do. I mean, depending on the show, you might get the national anthem for whatever country you're in. Depending on the show, I don't know if they did it for this one, but you never know. And then you got to get Bronson Reed entrance, and they had the long ramp. It's not like it was a regular. They had the long ramp with the 4K camera. So yeah, that's gonna take a minute. And then you got Roman Reigns entrance. Everybody and their mama know that entrance take 10 minutes alone. But let's just say they started this match at 1:15 my time, so 2:15 Eastern. From bell to bell, Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed went 22 minutes and 5 seconds. So if we do math, follow me, chat. If we do math, 115 plus 22 is 137. All right? It was at 137. Then you got to do the celebration of Roman Reigns getting the win. He's celebrating with the crowd. They show the replays. That take about 3. So now we're at 140. Roman Reigns then slowly but surely gets back into the ring to address Paul Heyman because Paul Heyman yelling at Bronson Reed, that wasn't a 3 count. Yes, it was. But he got the shoes around the neck. Remember the shoes that got ripped from him in the past couple Raws? So yeah, what Roman do? You know you gotta build up the anticipation. You gotta build, and then you choked him out. Choked him out for a good minute too. Had him in that thing for a minute. Paul Heyman was tapping for a minute. Then threw him to the side, got his shoes back. That's like 5 minutes right there. So if everybody's following along right now, we are at 143 in that range, right? So then, as he's celebrating with the crowd again, who comes out of nowhere? Braun Breaker, and not only spears him through a table. They gotta sell that. And then what do? They're helping Roman up because we've been selling 4 months now that Braun Breaker spear is probably the most devastating move right now in WWE. So they gotta sell that. Braun Breaker walked to the top of the ramp with Paul Heyman and Bronson Reed. Roman Reigns kind of getting his bearings. What he do? Come back down the ramp. Super spear. Going 20 miles an hour. They sell that. And then they put this nigga Roman on a stretcher. Bronson Reed walks back up to the top of the ramp and sprints his big ass down there for a tsunami through a stretcher. So 3 things my issue, man. Yes, if you want to say Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed, the match itself, bell to bell, could have been shaved off 5-6 minutes. I feel you. That's fine. But then Mo, let's just say we shave that off. You're going from an hour to 54 minutes. If 6 minutes make a difference to you, gang, I don't know what to tell you. The beatdown, you saying it was what it was. Bro, that beatdown was fucking crazy. The nigga tsunamied him while he was on the stretcher after being put through an announce table with a super spear across another announce table, and then a super spear down a freaking 20-foot ramp on an incline or a decline. Bro, that shit was crazy, bro. What are you talking about? That shit was crazy. If your only complaint is how long it took for them to get there, bro, like Malik said on camera, bro, everybody got something to complain about because it was good. I'm not gonna say it was elite. I'm not gonna say it was an all-time moment. It was good though, bro. You acting like that shit was ass. Go ahead, man.
Salute. That's all I'm gonna say. Salute.
Salute. Yeah, all right, bro.
Because all I said was that is unnecessary. The timing and the pacing of that was unnecessary. That's it. I never said it was ass. I never said any of that beatdown was ass. All I said was the same goddamn shit happens every time Roman Reigns goes out. They hit him with multiple finishers over and over and over. That's it. The pacing of that, we didn't need that shit for a whole hour. We didn't need that shit for a whole hour.
I feel like you're being disingenuous with the hour because the first 15 minutes had nothing to do with them. It was intros. Right. It was intros. Like, I feel like you counting
shit on the show. So
I feel like you counting stuff against them that ain't got nothing to do with them. It ain't their fault they had a freaking 6-minute video package to start the show, followed by everybody walking into the building. It's not their fault. Like, come on, bro.
My thing is, I definitely don't want wrestling shows to be like WrestleMania 35 type level, long. But
right.
My thing is, if it's good, what are we complaining about? It was good. What they did was good. Like, it was an hour, but it was a good hour of what they did. The match was fine. The beatdown made Bronson Reed look great, made Braun Breaker obviously look great. Like, after the loss too, because sometimes you can lose and still look strong in convincing fashion. So that was the entire concept of the beatdown for Bronson Reed and everything after taking the L. And obviously this is gonna write Roman off TV so he can, I guess, go film his movie and then be gone for however long he's gonna be gone before, probably till Survivor Series. I'm assuming, but
of course PTO.
Yeah. I mean, he'll probably be back for the War Games match. I'm just hypothetically guessing. I don't know for sure, but that's just my assumption.
And also, Mo, you also said, and I quote, 1 hour, one wrestling match, fucking garbage. That was what you said. That's why we reacted.
Yeah, that's garbage.
Because you said fucking garbage.
That is garbage. That is garbage pacing. What I just said, garbage pacing.
How do you feel, Ryan?
Is that not?
I'm like stuck in the middle, lean a little bit towards G Baby, but on the sentiment of an hour, one match, one angle, two wrestlers, one storyline is a lot to look at on paper, but you got lost in that hour, right? You were invested. What's next? Are they continuing this? They done? Right. Here's the match. The match was a typical Roman Reigns match, and that's not a bad formula whatsoever, right? He wanted to test Roman. They probably wanted to test Bronson, go out there and see what they had against their biggest star. And I thought he, passed the test. Was it WrestleMania elite? No, but it was very Roman Reigns passable for sure. But to the angle, of course, the Shula Fala, the Tribal Thief, all that stuff was built out. So they got to invest in that build out and let it play out and lead to what's next. And did it take too long? If you're telling me that shit's an hour, it's an hour, but I was lost within it. And it was probably, to be frank, it was probably like 45, 50 minutes, right? So let's round up for the sake of it all and say an hour. So I get it. If you're telling me, if I haven't watched this show and you're like, go watch this for an hour, I'd be like, an hour? What? But within that hour, you get lost in the moments, and I thought it was effective and rather good.
Yeah, I feel like you're right. If you count entrances, the beatdown angle, and the actual match, which we already know is 22 minutes, 5 seconds, yeah, it was really like 45 for real. But like, and I think that's perfectly fine, being that you have if you're presenting Clash in Paris like a stadium show, even though it's not in the stadium, you're giving them the long ramp, you're giving them the big stage.
Yeah.
The entrances are naturally going to take a minute extra just by default.
Yeah, so say it's 45 minutes, 22 minutes of the match. That's half of the 45 minutes, 23 minutes for the extra. Again, that kind of seems long, but I think it worked completely, right? I thought it played out Paul, and it played into the main event, and it was a long storyline throughout the show, too. Like, don't forget that, too, as well. So,
that's a good cut right there. I'm not going to lie. That's a good cut, man.
If y'all enjoyed that, more power to you. That's all.
You didn't. So you didn't enjoy any of it, Mo? You didn't enjoy.
I didn't say. I literally just said I don't think that was ass. I thought it did what it needed to do, but I don't feel like it need time should have been shaved off of that. That has been my entire.
So what
point.
would you have?
Time should have been.
So how much time would you have shaved off?
That match should not have gone longer than 15 minutes. My biggest issue with WWE pay-per-views is how long the opening shot is since Triple H is taking over.
What do you mean?
And I feel like the beatdown should have been no longer than 10 minutes.
You talk about the opening shot, like how long it takes before they get to the first match?
10 minutes before the bell rings, pretty much. It's the
Usually
walkthroughs. It's the crowds.
I've always had that issue. That's it. My problem is the pacing of that opening part. All of that. That's it. I don't have what they did is fine. There was not saying anything made no sense. Just to me too long. That's it. That was my only problem. That's it.
But you made it seem
like I'm complaining
like
to complain. That's it.
I was like, you made it seem like that problem was like just the way you was talking and the way you was moving. It was like, man, that problem, it was such a detriment. Like, I feel like that's a nitpick, in my opinion. I feel like that's a nitpick.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like,
all right.
Yeah, Mr. Breno, we already confirmed the match went 22 minutes and 5 seconds. I don't know where you got that from. But the match went maybe the beatdown. 13
minutes. You wouldn't have heard me say nothing.
I was like, now maybe the beatdown went 13 because I'm not gonna lie, that beatdown kept going and going. It was like the ending of a Monday Night Raw where like the match ends a little too early and you look at the time, you're like, they still got 10 minutes left. There's no way this is over. There's no way the show's over. That's what
I don't know. I wasn't watching the segment like, oh, this is too long. I was just watching it because I was watching it. Like, all right, this is what they're doing. Like, this is good. Like, I understand why it's happening. Oh, Roman Reigns got to be written off TV, and probably I expected that. Bronson Reed looks like a monster.
The Clash match, honestly.
I mean, he probably was in there because Cody's not there right now, so he's doing his part of the movie, and then Roman's gonna go to his part. So when Cody comes back, they don't have to, they gotta have somebody. I mean, they have other big stars too, you know what I mean? But Roman and Cody are like 1A, 1B. So, but it made sense for the story though. Like Roman now can be written off TV and go do his thing, and Bronson Reed still looks like a monster, and Braun Breaker obviously we already have said up here multiple times he's the future. So
he's the next match for Roman, you would assume too. So he had to really triple down on all that for sure.
Yeah, I can see he's the next match for Roman too. I mean, I feel like Braun probably will get the victory over Roman opposed to Bronson because that's the guy they want to help level up further. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a ceiling for Bronson Reed. Like he may be like world heavyweight champion, but Braun Breaker, I feel like they want him to be like the next face, the guy of the company. You know what I mean? So he's gonna get the more special treatment opposed to a Bronson Reed. But that's still fine though. Bronson Reed will still be in a good position. I
think what's it called? Because you kind of mentioned it. I don't think Braun is gonna win the Roman match right now. I think he'll still take a loss because I think we still need to get to Seth and Roman. And
I don't know. After what we just saw last night.
I feel you, but because here's my thing though. Like, I think, like for sure now, because they clearly, based on a couple actions on SmackDown, don't care about the brand split. I think to put Braun as like, all right, we're officially stamping like you're next up. He's gonna be the one to retire Cena. I'm like super certain of it now. I don't think he's gonna beat Roman. I think he's gonna get a match. Well, actually, no, because if Roman is off TV, it doesn't come back to Survivor Series. He's either doing the War Games or I don't even know about that anymore because we'll get on to it later. But this ending,
he'll face somebody at Survivor Series. He'll face Braun Breaker or somebody. I mean,
Braun Breaker wouldn't be bad based on other stuff. I just don't know how they're gonna.
Because there's no way they don't run that match. Like they're definitely gonna.
It just depends on what the War Games team is. That's really what it depends on. What is the War Games team? And then I'll determine. Because if Seth is in War Games, then they're not gonna run that match. But
y'all think it's time for so we'll go on the matches, the card in order. They kind of been teasing this little Street Profits breakup. Y'all think it's finally time that they go their separate ways after losing tonight?
I don't know where that leaves Angelo. I don't. Because I see the vision with Montez. I don't know what they do with Angelo Dawkins, really.
Okay, are you talking based off just booking-wise or just talent-wise?
Booking-wise. I think talent-wise, he's improved his game a lot. But I feel like Montez is the one, especially with what they had going on IG, I feel like he's the one they have more of a vision for. I just hope that doesn't leave Angelo lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, that's
But he will be, because they're not going to put a title on Angelo unless they do like a specific Montez Angelo feud. They might give him the title so Montez can
I would
take
say
it off.
I would say just put Angelo back in NXT as a singles guy though. Like,
see,
it would be
and
fine.
that's and yes, it will be fine, but I feel like he deserves better than that. Especially with the work that he's put in over, like, he lost the weight. You can clearly tell he's way more agile and has improved. He's a lot more smooth in the ring, even for a big guy.
I don't think
I want
NXT is a detriment though, because everybody's gonna have a spot on the main roster, and Angelo, yes, you could say deserves better, but I'm looking at based off the criteria of what's going on right now. We still trying to figure out what's going on with Carmelo Hayes. So if we still trying to figure that out, I can only imagine what Angelo Dawkins is going to be. He's going to be lost for sure on the main roster. So,
but if I feel like it's, even though I don't want to call it a demotion, it almost feels like a demotion if they send him back to NXT, because you have a mid-card scene right now that is in desperate need for depth in your mid-card.
Yeah, I agree.
And I feel like, especially because most likely Angelo would be the one who turns heel. I feel like he can just slide right into whatever brand. He can be a challenger for Sami Zayn. Ew. He can be a challenger for Sami Zayn. He can be, who's the ice? Well, if AJ wins, that could easily be a challenger for AJ. Like I said, I just feel like sending him back down to NXT, even though we know NXT can make characters work, a lot of the people who go back to NXT don't come back up with a real shot. I feel like they send them to NXT to get him out their hair, and they just like Baron. I feel like he might get Baron Corbin. I feel like he might get.
I don't see nothing wrong with that. I feel like, okay, because realistically, this is what some people want, but we're talking hypothetically, like realistically with bookings and everything. Do y'all really see Montez Ford being like a world champion? Because that's what a lot of people feel like he could reach. He has the talent and he's great and he's phenomenal, but there are people who really feel like he will be a world champion of some sort if they split up and go their separate ways. And I don't really know if that's really his ceiling. I'm not saying that he's not great enough to do that, but based off the criteria of booking and stuff, I'm looking at people like Braun Breaker, like a Jacob Fatu, even like Obafemi right now, guys that I feel like have higher ceilings than him. So if Montez and Angelo were to split up, Montez probably would have the more single shine than Angelo. I think we all expect that, but I don't know what Montez's ceiling really is. I feel like people may overexceed their expectations of what they want out of him opposed to what could happen.
Well, I think the highest he'll get, if I'm just being honest, he'll have a Jey Uso type world title run. But that's it. Like that's his ceiling. He is a mid-card champion with one world title run, because he was just that over. And I mean, the way Triple H booked, it might take him 4 years before he get it. But if Jey Uso in a Rumble with Roman, Seth, Cena could do that and then tap out Gunther, I don't see why you can't give Montez Ford a little quick and easy world title run that can literally, he can be a transitional champion, but just,
I don't know. I mean, you look at the criteria. Okay, so realistically, and everybody can answer, they can put their 2 cents in. Y'all see Montez getting a big push over Braun Breaker before Braun Breaker gets it?
Not over. Not over.
Jacob Fatu?
Not over.
No.
Obafemi on the main roster?
That's logistics, but
that's timing, but probably.
I was about to say, literally, it's just when do they move them up, because that depends on a lot.
I'm saying just in general.
Yeah. But
like in your mind, do you see Montez getting a world title before Obafemi?
But it's not even real. I don't. The answer to the question is I don't. But I don't think he needs to get it before. There just needs to be a small little window, just like Jey Uso, and he ain't even got to win it at a Mania, right? Eddie Guerrero didn't win.
Yeah, he would have to get massively over though.
But I think he would. Like, that's the thing. I think I'm not saying he got to be Jey Uso type. Everybody like.
So what about what about LA Knight?
Yes, I'm not gonna lie. They got to show me with LA. They got to show me with LA.
Montez, you think we'll get it before LA?
It's because they haven't shown me that they're willing to do it with LA. They had 3 straight years of opportunities and they haven't done it.
I think
so LA is, It's unfortunate, but LA Knight is like they gotta show me. Like,
What you gonna say, Ryan?
LA don't look pretty good tonight, but for Montez, I would just need to see what Montez looks like characteristic wise as Montez, not Montez as a Street Profit. Because if you
Right.
look at Jey Uso, the Yeet Man is different than Jey Uso and the Usos. You look way back, Shawn Michaels is different than Shawn Michaels the Rocker. What are the characteristics that Montez Ford can pull out of the Street Profits and evolve into a singles kind of guy? That is unknown right now, but he has charisma out the ass. He has a connection that he's shown. I don't know if that connection is as strong right now to get like on the ground running with him in a single star as perhaps like at Elimination Chamber 2023, where he had that groundswell of momentum kind of coming out of that, where you thought he was the next big superstar. That kind of dissipated now in 2025. Can he get back up to that heights? Perhaps, but I would personally need to see what Montez Ford looks like characteristic wise, feel wise, vibe wise as a single star outside of the Street Profit's skin, right? And see what he looks like once he sheds all the gear and what his direction is and how he feels looking next to a Cody, even looking next to like a Dominic Mysterio. How would he feel on his own? Guys like that. I don't know. He's kind of under the radar to an extent because, like I said, 2 years ago, Elimination Chamber, yeah, you could see it. Now,
That was the moment.
I don't know, man. It's like kind of like, is his contract up? Did he just resign? Did they do what's the desperate need? This kind of feels out of the blue.
What about Mo? What's your 2 cents on it? What do you feel like his ceiling?
I feel like because you named the names of people that I feel like all those names, like Oba, Braun, like I feel like those are the guys that are like locks to be world champions.
Right.
The fact that they didn't carry his momentum off what Ryan was just talking about, the Elimination Chamber right away. That's where I thought they were going. At least maybe not world title scene, but I thought they were like gonna carry his momentum from there. Where for me, I see he 100% reaches with his talent and his ability. I think there's no way you can keep him out of like upper mid card. I think he flirts with the world title, and if he gets enough support, maybe he gets the world title. But that upper mid card for sure.
Yeah, I mean, anything could happen for sure. I mean, nobody thought Jey Uso would be the world heavyweight champion, and that should happen. You know what I mean? So anything could always happen in professional wrestling. Like, it's pro wrestling for a reason. So Montez Ford could definitely be the world champion at some point because he has the talent, the charisma. Obviously, booking will have to do with it, but I feel like for him to get there, I think he would have to get a really big connection with the audience where it's like it's pretty much demanding at that point. Kind of like with Jey Uso. It was like it's kind of demanding at this point. He's one of your highest merch sellers. Yeah, some people don't like his wrestling ability, what he can do, but he clearly has a connection with the audience that is massively big right now. Like we're talking about one of the biggest connections in the entire company, not just like a little cheer here and there. Like he's massively over. So I feel like for Montez, he would kind of have to get that. It just really depends, I guess, the timing stuff too, because you clearly can see there's other people lined up right now that are literally lined up for those spots, you know, for the next 4 or 5 years.
Well, another reason why I feel like he can definitely get the Jey Uso type run is because think about when Jey Uso officially kind of started moving to a singles. He already had the support. He already was over. Granted, obviously, he was doing way more character work leading up to that. Yeah. But Montez Ford, I think people still have that support for him. They still go crazy for him when he goes out, right? They still love to see him in the ring, do all his athletic stuff, right? So all he really would need is to actually be in the singles ranks. I think once he does that, the support will just naturally come because people are already behind him, right? When Jey Uso finally became a single star, granted, yes, going against Roman does help you with that. But nevertheless, people were already a fan of Jey Uso even before 2020 happened. People were already a big fan of Jey Uso. Then 2020 came and it was like, oh, we might, I'm still an advocate. He should have won that IC title in COVID. Him and Roman should have been holding both them titles, right? And people wanted that, supported that. Then obviously Jimmy comes back, you do that, then you do the Sammy stuff. But then when Jey Uso finally went on his own, right? Even after loss after loss after loss, because he already had that background of support going in, it really didn't waver. Now, the internet kind of wavered once he won the Royal Rumble, but that's a different conversation for another day.
Right.
Montez Ford, if we're just talking upper mid card and once he's getting used to the upper mid card, because I think he'll be a IC or a US champion way before he gets a world, right? It's really just a timing thing. But can he get a 50-day reign? Absolutely, right? Can he get a little? Now, granted, everybody ain't got to win at Mania. You ain't got to tell an underdog story at Mania every year, right? But he can get, even. I mean, they used to back in the day shock wins in a triple threat, right? Because he just right place, right time, right? I mean, shoot, Eddie Guerrero when he beat Brock, that wasn't at a Mania, right? And we talk about that to this day, right? Yep. So it ain't got to be a Mania, but I think you just capitalize at the right moment, right? Now, granted, will they do that? We'll see, but I think you absolutely can give him a little 40-day reign, and I don't want to say transitional champion as an insult, but it's more like hey, you got your reign, you got your moment, but let's be real, you have a ceiling, right? And granted, somebody mentioned he can be the next Kofi. I think maybe Ant said it. Yeah, he can be Kofi, but even Kofi got 6 months, and let's be real. Did anybody think he was getting that?
I thought he was losing it right at the next pay-per-view. I swear, I thought he was losing it right away.
Yeah, so he could definitely get that little reign.
Ryan, I guess we'll go to the women's match. We'll just go in the order of the match card. Ryan, so I'll let you start first. How'd you feel about the women's IC title match and potentially where it's going to go like afterwards?
Well, it felt safe with coming out of the main event, of course, right? So it felt like it was just kind of there. It felt like a transitional time on the show. And what was the timestamp on that match? It didn't feel any more than 7 minutes. Oh, it was 13 minutes. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, it went the same. It went the same amount as the tag match.
Yeah, that's probably going to benefit more from a 7-minute like sprint instead of like a methodical Becky match. I think Becky has a little pattern here, maybe going 5 to 7 minutes too long on these PLEs. The last two with this Becky, this one, and Lyra last time. So Becky's had a good year. I like her as Intercontinental title. This is probably the worst outing that she's had so far. It was just kind of there, unfortunately.
Not her fault. Sadly.
Yeah, it was coming right before 3 really anticipated matches.
Well, it was she kind of messed up some spots though in that match.
Yeah. Again, Nikki Bella hasn't been full time since 2018.
Right.
Yeah.
And Becky's still kind of catching her footing as well too. So it was definitely an appealing match on paper. It was an interesting match on paper. It just kind of hit the ceiling of what it kind of could be. But in retrospect, what really did you expect in a way?
Yeah,
right?
That's what I was saying.
2 Hall of Fame talents, 2 legacy talents, 2 different generations of talents coming together. It was definitely interesting. It was just kind of was what it was. Kind of ass.
Ryan, you're really nice. You calling Nikki Bella Hall of Fame?
Different generations of divas. I didn't call her a generational talent. Let's be.
I thought you said she a Hall of Fame level talent. I said okay.
Generation.
I mean, she's in the Hall of Fame. G, she in there.
No, she is in the Hall of Fame. But like, we know how the Hall of Fame get. We know it. Yeah. Come on, man.
Generations.
Hey, Kali in that motherfucker song.
Different generations.
Snoop Dogg's in there, bro.
No, you're right, Ryan. No, you're right. I just wanted to know.
I feel like the match was it was all right. I feel like they had some good spots, and you could tell they messed up some spots. Like when the little kick that Nikki Bella does, like Becky Lynch wasn't in the right spot for that, and then she tried to sell it afterwards. It was all kind of messed up, but. I think they're probably going to continue their story feud. I would assume. I mean, after that ending, I don't know, but this is like, I guess, a new fresh challenger for Becky because Bayley's already out of the equation and Lyra can't challenge for the title anymore. So those two are out of the picture. And then obviously Rhea's not going to move down there right now and fight for that championship. And Stephanie is fighting for the world title too. So.
Yeah. Did they ever decide what they're going to do with that? Just side note.
No, you find out tomorrow.
Okay, cool. I was like, because it was kind of crazy that Stephanie was just going to miss his pay-per-view.
It could have been so simple, too.
They could have just Stephanie and Io.
Literally, Stephanie Io. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. With the angles they was telling, they could have easily did a second Fatal 4-Way. I know they probably didn't want to. They could have easily done a second Fatal 4-Way. Like, literally. And just have Rhea.
And again, the show would end up being 5 hours in that case.
Nah, they would have just took something out. I don't think Rusev.
They would have took this out.
Rusev and Sheamus wouldn't have made the show, even though it was a good match. They wouldn't.
That was the best match of the night.
That was a banger. Yeah, that was great.
That shit was incredible.
But as far as Nikki and Becky goes, I mean, like I said, it was what it was. I mean, unless you're just being real nostalgic, I don't know who wants to see Nikki Bella on the TV screen in 2025. unless you're just being super nostalgic because, but hey, it was what it was. I hope this is a one-off. I really hope, especially with what we'll get onto later. I hope and pray that this is done. And it was what it was. I know there was a lot of fans out there, who really wanted to see Nikki Bella out there, and I'm proud of you. I'm really happy for you that you got your childhood dream fulfilled. Really happy for you. And that's it.
That
with the promo.
That debate y'all two had the night after the Rumble will never not be funny. Oh my god,
that shit was crazy.
That was gold
for Nikki Bella in 2025.
The match, I mean, it was what it was. Did what it needed to do. There was a few messed up spots in there, like that insecurity. I was just like, oh fuck. But I mean, ring rust, shit happens. I feel like Becky might have been out of position. Who knows?
Yeah, she was.
I don't want to put it all on.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, I don't want to put it all on Nikki. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to see it again. I don't want to see it again. I'm good.
I don't think we will. Yeah.
They might do it again. I don't know if they will or not for sure. I guess we'll find out. Because now we'll see what happens. But speaking of the Sheamus to Rusev match, that was the next match on the show. That shit was incredible. That match was really.
I expected it to be, but
I'll admit I did not care for it when the match started. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Really?
I going in, because I didn't expect Rusev to win. So I was like, because Sheamus, I mean, shoot. Sheamus ain't really put over anybody, like for real. Like, he beat Ludwig, and I was like, Ludwig should have really got that, right? He should have won that feud, but okay, whatever. Sheamus is fine. And then other than that, he's just been beating people. Like, he's beating Theory and Waller, and like he just wins, which isn't a bad thing, but like, I just thought, okay, another Sheamus win. Cool. So that's what, honestly, when he kicked out of the bro kick, that's when I was like, great decision, guys. Okay. This is a great decision. I love what we're doing. And I feel like this is what Rusev needed to feel like he actually matters on the roster now. Because before I felt like he was
That's why I thought he was winning. That's why I thought he was
winning.
No doubt.
Well, logically he should, but WWE, they ain't been logical as a league. So you just never
Good point.
But yeah,
I didn't care. I didn't care about the feud myself, but going in knowing it was a Donnybrook match, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be good. I didn't think it was gonna be that good, but I was like, it's gonna be good. I'll enjoy it. But they overexceeded my expectations 100%. And I'm glad Rusev won, because if Sheamus had won, it would have been like, all right.
Though they said that was only the second time ever Sheamus actually has tapped out. Like, I was like not passed out, but like legit tapped out. I was like,
what was the other time?
I couldn't tell you.
Probably the first time Rusev beat him for the U.S. title.
Maybe Cena. I don't know.
Yeah, it could have been Cena. It could have been. Around that time, Cena was tapping himself.
I'm curious now.
So it could have been.
Yeah, I'm curious.
But yeah, when he said
that, Chad will let us know.
I'm not gonna lie. When he said that, I was like, oh wow, that actually adds so much more to this win than people realize. Because if that's the second time ever Sheamus has legit tapped out, yeah, Rusev, you got it. Good cover.
That's a Hall of Famer at the end of the day. Yeah, Sheamus.
Yeah, but it was a fun, wild, hard-hitting brawl that lived up to the hype, because these guys had some great matches on Raw leading up. They add in the Donnybrook Stip, and you're like, is this going to be like a Becky Lyra situation where the Stip kind of kills the feud and the flow of the guys? But it didn't. It added to the hard-hitting pace that they kind of lived up to it, and it was awesome. But what I take out of it is, what is Rusev coming out of this? And Barrett really putting him over as a guy, a major player, I think he called him, coming out of it. Can you see him being a guy, ignore the brand split or whatever, facing Cody for a month at a PLE? Is that his ceiling? Is he a guy that goes on to face AJ Styles if AJ wins the IC? What is Rusev going to be a player, or is he just going to kind of be in his own little universe? And
he'll probably be in his own little universe. I mean, he'll get little.
I could see him facing AJ though. I could see him.
I'm about to say. So it sounds like we all assume AJ's going to win. That's what it sounds like.
What if
US the IC title?
Hope so.
Yeah, I think Rusev. I think whatever babyface is holding the IC title by the time we get to what's it called, WrestleMania. I think Rusev could easily take that.
I don't think AJ won it at all.
I don't either.
Really?
That's what I'm saying. Like, the way everybody talking is like, I don't think he winning.
I think Dom about to have 2 titles. He about to win that AAA title and the IC title.
I don't think he's going to win
Belts?
I don't think he's winning the AAA title anymore. And the only
Really?
reason I say that is because I really, 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 really feel in my heart of hearts they're waiting on the original El Grande Americano to come back. I think they're waiting. I think they're doing that.
You
For
could do
sure.
some Sin Cara shit.
I'm not gonna lie.
Because I genuinely believe the original El Grande Americano was for sure winning that AAA title.
Yeah.
Like, for sure.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think they're gonna go back to the old one. I think they're gonna stick with the original one.
Which is
The original one
Good.
actually is better. I'm not gonna lie to you. He better, and he can speak the language.
Wait, which one? Oh,
The one
I mean-
now.
Oh, yeah.
He speak the language.
way more
It's
tolerable.
way better. Like it's
Way
just,
more.
Why is it way more tolerable? He doing nothing different, Mo. Other than cursing at the guys in Spanish. He doing nothing different.
It's
What is,
crazy.
no, Mo.
Because
What is the difference?
it doesn't feel as much as a fucking joke and him being near the main event scene. That's what it is.
When has the original El Grande Americano been near the main event scene?
Right before Money in the Bank.
When he was qualifying? Oh my god, bro. That's
All right.
that is so logistics and nasty for you to
Yeah, he was-
content spend that.
main event scene
That
is
is
crazy.
disgusting.
All right.
He was qualifying for a
I'll say
Money in the
anything.
Bank.
All right, bro.
Bro, he was
I
qualifying
think
for the
I think
Money in the
the
Bank,
original
bro.
the original El Grande, they might play a factor in 2 parts, but I think the one they have now, honestly, they're gonna stick with it. Because if we're being honest, if there wasn't for the internet and we didn't know who it was, they could have passed this as somebody who was really Hispanic. I would have believed it. Like if we didn't know this was really Ludwig Kaiser, if this was back in, let's say, the Ruthless Aggression era, they could have made this work as somebody who like legit was somebody from there because he speaks the language, he got the look and everything. Like I would have bought it. So
You don't think this turns into like a new Chad Gable faction? I'm like, oh, the Creeds, you guys really wasn't doing it for me, so I went and got these niggas. And because I'm assuming the other one, there's like 3 of them. It's Ludwig, Pete Dunne, and
Tyler Bate, that's what they're saying.
Tyler Bate.
Yeah.
I mean, now a Chad Gable led
I'll say
faction.
anything. Dick suck.
Now Chad Gable led
Chad Gable was
foursome
never
faction
around it, though.
is kind of.
I
Well,
think
I
he was
assume.
a-
I assume all the Grandes would replace American Made. That's what I assume. And Chad Gable.
I mean, I don't know. They might just do American Made. They might just do an American Made feud versus the El Grandes, bro. They might go that route, honestly, at this point.
I mean, I don't know. What I will say, I do love the fact that you can go so many routes and it'd be perfectly fine. Mo, again, other than him actually like talking mess in Spanish, I honestly don't know what the difference is between this El Grande and the original. Other than that, and if you could tell me what they are,
The only difference is this one is just more believable.
Now I'm
with the
reaching
character.
apparently.
why is he more believable?
Because he can speak the language and he has the better look. That's why.
Oh, you're talking about like okay, that's I thought you meant like believable to win. I'm like
No, we're talking
both
about
El
character.
Grandes are
Like I
undefeated.
said, if you didn't know who this already was and they had just debuted this guy randomly on the roster, you would have thought he was like a luchador from AAA or something. They could have made it. They could have made that believable. With Chad, with the other guy, yeah.
Well, I mean, in fairness, the other guy did have a beautiful WrestleMania package for him.
You did.
And he was speaking clear Spanish then.
That's true too.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel you, especially because just naturally, and it might not be your fault, but Ludwig is like taller and obviously more.
Not to mention too, bro. El Grande over, and he over in AAA too. Madly over it, like.
Yeah, El Grande Americano.
They love El Grande over there,
I'm trying
bro.
to. And Mo and Trent be talking like it's a gimmick. Nah, that shit hard, nigga. What you talking about?
It was like Gable was a heel and Ludwig is a baby.
Bro, they was cheering for El Grande over Vikingo, bro. Vikingo wanted him.
I mean, weren't they cheering for Dom too? I mean, don't get me wrong. I wanted it.
No, they cheered for Dom too, but I'm saying like that's the gimmick was originally made to be like Mo said, it was a comedy gimmick to make fun of the luchador stuff like that. So you would think people would reject it, but they embracing that shit, bro. Like they
But
love
that's because it's 2025. You know what I mean? And if you are offended by it, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you what you can and can't be offended by it. That's on you, right? But like, out of all, like for me, just me personally, right? When I look at all the things that I've seen like WWE do on national TV and not getting,
Oh yeah, this
like,
this is nothing.
like this is like, and to me, I feel like this one at least had a storyline behind it. Like at least it was a storyline behind it. Like it's not like they just did this for shits and giggles, right? Chad Gable couldn't beat luchadors, so he went and found somebody who could beat the luchadors for him, and he's undefeated, greatest luchador of all time. Literally, Dom and El Grande Americano can main event of WrestleMania right now today. That would go stupid.
Maybe so.
That would be. Hey, no.
WrestleMania?
Yeah, bro, you remember? Hey, you remember that? What the famous meme of The Rock and John Cena with the "I hear voices in the air"? That would be Dom and El Grande Americano. Elite. That would be Dom.
That could main event Triple Mania for sure.
I mean, of course, Triple Mania, but I'm talking about like.
I don't know about WrestleMania.
No. Dom. I'm not gonna lie. Credit to Dom. I don't know how he did it, but that man got himself as one of the top stars in the company. Like, low key, if we talk about star power, right? Obviously, you got your head honchos, your Romans, your Seth, your Codys, your CM Punks, right? You got them four for sure. Not gonna lie, if somebody would have told me Dom on the same, like in that tier 2, with like the Drew McIntyres and the Kevin Owens, if somebody told me Dom was on that tier, I wouldn't be mad at you.
Dom has made himself a star.
I wouldn't be if y'all call Dom a tier 2 superstar right now, and he's on the tier below like the Cody Romans, all that. I can't hate you. I can't hate you.
Respect El Grande, bro. Respect him, bro.
But one more thing on the Rusev Sheamus, if you don't mind. Anyway, they tag now, like the Bar 2016. They go through this thing, or
I don't see that. I don't see that.
Tag
Wait, say what? Wait, say what?
You said Sheamus is a team.
I'm good.
Oh, like the Bar.
the Bar.
I'm good.
I feel like both guys are above that now.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good off that. I don't want to see neither of them.
Yeah,
I was skeptical about it when they did it with Sheamus and Cesaro back then, but it worked obviously. So
yeah. Next match, John Cena, Logan Paul. Let's dive into this one.
Mo,
can I give Logan
please,
Paul credit?
Please.
I enjoyed the fuck out of that match. That was my personal favorite match of the night. Just because of the moves that were happening in the ring. I think Rusev and Sheamus was the actual better match. But the fact that I enjoyed it that much, I was like, yeah, salute. Like, that was great. Logan did his thing. He stepped up his game. And Cena, this proves more and more why we did not need heel Cena in this run. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, we're
too
not
little,
going back to this,
too late.
man.
Too
We're
little,
not going back
too
to
late.
this.
Too little, too late.
You're saying that, bro. I was first one to say it on the pod,
Was
bro.
it terrible? No. What was it needed? Fuck no.
I mean, of course it wasn't needed. Nobody needed a John Cena heel turn, right? Like I'm not gonna get too much on that tangent. All I'm gonna say is I'm gonna say it once again. There were things that John Cena could not control that unfortunately hurt his heel turn.
Yeah.
All that needed to happen for real. If we want to keep it a buck, all that needed to happen is The Rock needed to show up, and the only other thing I'll argue, they should have turned him at Mania instead of before. That's the only other thing I'll argue. Other than that, everything after Mania I thought was fine and good. It was just Travis Scott, like that entrance, like what are you doing? That didn't make sense. The Rock just conveniently not showing up. That was stupid. But like everything after Mania, I thought was great. Like everything. So, but nevertheless, whoa. Most things
we won't do it today.
We're good. Yeah. Like, okay. Now we're starting to get into semantics, and I don't want to do that now. But this match, man, look, y'all can hate him as a person all you want. We is not talking about his morals outside of that ring.
I never had
that match, bro. Look, like at this point, you cannot deny Logan Paul that he not finna be entertaining, bro. He's in high profile match after high profile match after high profile match. The only one he really ain't cooked with was Rey Mysterio and his stupid left knee. Like that's the real.
And
like,
AJ.
Yeah. Oh yeah. AJ. Honestly, I forgot that even happened. So okay, if your track record, you got two stinkers. Like, and you're not even really doing
everybody
that like that for real. Right, but bro, you look at his catalog. His third match ever, he put on a banger with the Tribal Chief. Bro, even when he was teaming with the Miz, that wasn't even that bad.
His match with the Miz was good.
Yeah. Like
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that.
Bad. Like, bro, like we gotta stop denying this at this point, bro. That man can hoop. It's selective hooping, but he can hoop.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's everything else in his game, personally. The in-ring, I don't really have an issue with. Like I told Malik this yesterday. For his experience, right? He's only been doing this, we'll say 2022, so about 3 years.
33.
He's good for what he is.
33
Yeah,
matches.
he's good for what he is. 23 matches. He's
No,
good
33,
for
but still. Yeah.
33. Okay.
Man,
Yeah.
He's great for what he is.
I've been
But
saying Logan Paul is good for what he's at. He's not great, but he is good. He's been good enough to work with people and know his spots and to know his cues and to do the things that they need him to do in the match to execute his part in the match. He's not great enough to lead a story or be the lead guy in a match yet. That's the level that he's not at yet. Could he get there? Sure, but he's been good though. He's been at a level where he's shown like potential, like he actually could do something with this if he really wants to take it serious. Like he's been shown that. Logan Paul, unfortunately though, no matter how good his matches are, how good his segments will be, how much he improves, there's always going to be a portion of the fans who just will never accept him a part of wrestling because of how much they dislike him. Doesn't matter how great he does. I already seen it. People online talking about, oh, he got carried by Cena. I don't need to salute Cena for carrying Logan Paul. Like when Logan does something good, it's always to the asset of somebody else. When he does something bad, then it's his fault. So there's never no in between for those individuals. People who really dislike Logan Paul will never give him credit for anything he does. They will forever dislike him and hate him, no matter how good he manages to get in WWE or how far his ceiling reaches in WWE. He's just gonna have that type of neutral heat based off of things that he's done outside of WWE and everything. Like there's really gonna be no in between for him. Like there has been some people that have won him, that have won him over as far as like people who don't like him, but they can respect him now because of like, oh, he actually is pretty good. Like I can't deny it. Like it's hard to pretty deny. Like what I'm watching and what I'm seeing is somebody who's actually giving me good quality. So there are people out there who will acknowledge that, but there's always going to be a major portion of the audience, no matter how good his segments are, how good his matches are, how much he elevates himself, they'll never give him credit for anything he does because they just don't like him.
And there's two things I want to address. First off, had the longest match of the night. He had a 26-minute match with old geezer John Cena and was cooking. Like, can't deny that. And I want to address a comment. I saw he's a big move merchant, unfortunately.
He didn't show that tonight.
I hate the big move merchant because if you took out the big moves, how many matches would you really enjoy? Like, how many matches would you really enjoy without big moves?
Big moves,
like John Cena. Like John Cena came out here doing Code Reds, Styles clashes, and he did something else.
The same slander. Yeah.
Like,
I will say the one thing Logan probably got to hang up that buckshot, bro. You might want to give that up.
Yeah.
He's not hitting that like
he messed it up again.
Twice.
He's got to get
stalling. Yeah, he like stalls and then.
Yeah, I mean, one of them, I don't think necessarily his fault because Cena was a little bit further than I think he expected, so he kind of had to stall and then hit him. But like, he doesn't hit it as clean as he used to. Like, it's not the same anymore. So.
Yeah, there was a point. It was him and Hangman Page. Who had a better one? There was a point.
Yeah, there was a point.
The
one he hit on Roman, it was like, oh wait,
yeah, that was the first one he ever did in the ring. So I was
like, wait a minute.
But I think he probably might want to hang that up. But like I said, people will try to nitpick and find holes just to not give Logan credit for anything that he does. I'm not necessarily a huge Logan fan either, but I can acknowledge when something is good, even if I don't like that superstar. Like Logan Paul, I've been literally said he's going to be a world champion before he even was showing up more now than he was. Everybody said I was crazy. I've been saying this nigga is going to be the world champion at some point. I don't know when, but there's no way he's not going to be the world champion at some point. It is literally inevitable to happen.
And I think it'll be like a super short transitional. Like,
he may not be long.
Because you know what I think is going to happen? I think like a babyface is going to win Money in the Bank. And then Logan Paul's going to sneak a win off of a babyface they love.
Like if
he's going to be showbone like on a SmackDown.
If they really wanted to, they can make him the biggest heel in WWE by far. Because obviously he's going to get that. He's going to get that natural reaction of people who don't like him. But just based off his heel tactics, like they could really make him like the biggest heel in the company if they really wanted to push him up there in that echelon. Like it's literally so easy for them to do just based off how people feel about him. Because he doesn't, with Logan Paul, he doesn't really have to be anybody else besides himself. All he has to do is just show up. Every time you hear the beginning of his song, people just like, oh my God, here come Logan. Like he just shows his presence and you're just like, oh, this guy is here. You know what I mean? Like, why is he here? Like he has that feel to him. So they really don't have to do much with him as far as any character development growth, he's already kind of there.
And the light bulb just went off my head. The light bulb just went off my head.
That's
You know what I would do? You know what I would do? And so Money in the Bank come, right? We get there next year. Or matter of fact, it ain't even actually it has to be Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank come next year. We are literally coming off the culmination of Sami Zayn finally becoming world champion. And Logan Paul is the one to end it. Oh my god. That would be elite. I might be a Logan Paul fan for real. I might root for him more than I did Finn Balor. Oh my god, if Logan Paul
that's crazy.
Why does that work for me? Why does that work for me?
I'm saying.
I don't even hate Sami Zayn.
Nah, bro. That would be elite. That would be elite.
Yo,
also, too, one thing that I do feel like people have to stop knocking Logan for, because I've seen it on social media as well, is the people are saying that his matches are only good because they're rehearsed. Number one, a lot of wrestlers rehearse their matches or spots beforehand. Like, that's not a bad thing to do, actually. The Macho Man was literally known many times for, like, putting matches step by step together, like on paper, like writing shit down on paper and presenting it to people like, this is what we're going to do step by step. And we all know the Macho Man inevitably is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. So I feel like you're only taxing Logan Paul just because you don't like Logan Paul. If you're not a fan, just say you're not a fan. It's okay. If you don't like the guy, just say, I'm not a fan. I don't like him. It is what it is. But some of y'all try to pick holes in certain things and don't use that same energy for certain people. When other people do the same thing, it's okay. But when he does it, now it's a problem. You know what I mean? Like, I get y'all don't like Logan Paul. Y'all don't want him in wrestling. I understand. I never thought he was going to excel and be this good. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Like John Cena said, he ain't going nowhere. He here. He going to be a part of it. You know what I mean? And as long as he really wants to do it, the ceiling's only going to get higher and higher for him, because WWE is going to continue to put him in these positions, in these high-profile matches with the John Cenas, the AJ Styles, the Rey Mysterios. They're going to continue to put him in those positions. So he's going to be around for as long as he really wants to be around, because he doesn't really have to be here. He was already famous before WWE. He was already rich before the WWE. Like, you don't really got to be in the company at all if you don't want to. He's doing it because he obviously wants to do it. So the ceiling is only going to continue to get higher and higher for him. So people may not like it. You don't even got to accept it, but it's just going to happen. So I don't know what other people are really looking for out of Logan Paul, honestly. Like, I don't know what else they really want. Like, there are definitely things he still needs to improve on, but for what he's done, right? What is he, like 24 matches now in his career? For what he's done, I think he's overexceeded everybody's expectations for his, like, how good he could be. Like, when he first got in his first tag team match, you were like, all right, celebrity match, whatever. The match with Miz, he did the frog splash to the table. You're like, oh shit, okay, that's a little different. But ever since he had that match with Roman, I was like, nah. I saw it that day, because no way, that was his third match ever. And I saw the performance that I saw against who was the top guy at that time in the company. Like, I was like, nah, if he really want to take it serious, there's no way he can't be not great at this. Because if he performing like that against Roman, I don't care if that match was rehearsed. I don't care if he wasn't calling any spots in the ring. His third match ever in wrestling, and that's what he did. Mm-hmm. The bar is up here.
That could have been a basic ass match. Yeah. Could have been a basic ass match. No, it wasn't. That's a match I rewatched consistently.
And his match with Seth at Mania too. Like, I was like, bro, like, he really got like a bright future.
Mind you, people forget. Y'all know he beat Kevin Owens and Randy Orton in the same match, right?
Yeah.
Like, people forget that. He got that under his belt. He got that under his belt. Like, he retained against some dudes.
He definitely benefits from a 2025 playbook where you can be super rehearsed and go out and have structured chapters in each match that you work on and put it all together to have a very good match. So, and even that's work. It's muscle memory, and it's not like he has a lot of instincts 20, 30 matches in. So he puts in the work, respect. My biggest thing is he needs to start feeling more like a WWE superstar than Logan Paul, a WWE superstar, than Logan Paul, the celebrity, if he's ever going to make it to that tip-top echelon of a character in WWE to get to that world title, because he still has that celebrity aspect to him, not the WWE Logan Paul aspect, which I think that he needs to get up to that ceiling. So you can't hate him because he keeps getting better and he keeps shoving it in your face if you do, right? So, but I think it's more of a characteristic and a presentation for him. So, and what needs to change for that to be better? I'm not personally sure. He just needs to figure that out, in my opinion.
Well, actually, I'm kind of on the opposite end of you. I feel like he definitely doesn't need. I think he needs to stay away from being the WWE, because if he's just a WWE superstar character, I don't think Logan Paul works.
Well, he could take characteristics of a celebrity, right? But turn it into a WWE.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think Logan Paul works if he does that. I think
there's a disconnect. Is what I'm trying to say at that tip-top level.
I mean, I get where you're coming from. I just feel like, because again, no matter what he does, I think Logan Paul is a short world champion. I don't think he's holding that for long. If he gets past the month, my God. Like, okay, guys, I didn't want this. Like, I don't think he should get past the month, right? I think he should just win it for the heel heat, and then, whatever the case. I don't think he should get past the 4 month, because there's too much responsibility you have to carry. I don't think he, 1, wants to be, and 2, is ready for, right? But even just as a world champion, I think his world title run is all going to be timing. I think all he needs to do is be a super lovable babyface that everybody wants to see. That's all he has to do, and he has to do it in a slimy way. That's all he got to do, and I'm sold. That's enough. Now, again, don't give him to it for long. Get that thing right off of him. But that's all he's got to do. That's why I brought up Sami Zayn, because I think that would work in that matter. But I think Logan Paul, if he gets rid of the celebrity thing, I don't feel like Logan Paul necessarily works. I think the whole aspect of Logan Paul, and why I think for what it's worth works right now, is because he can be that heel that can go up to Jello and be like, I hate outsiders.
No, that shit works. Like, the celebrity champion's personality. A celebrity needs to be who he is, not he can't lean on the celebrity. He needs to kind of find his lane. I think we're saying the same thing. We just have a little bit of disconnect. Is it crazy that we keep talking about Logan Paul and we're not talking about John Cena when he has 8 matches or 8 appearances left? Is that
crazy?
Is that a testament to Logan Paul? Is what I'm saying.
It is a testament to Logan Paul, because
might be
they went 26 minutes. 26. That's the longest match on the card.
It didn't feel that long.
Like I said, there were definitely watching the match. There were definitely things that I felt like, okay, maybe this is a little bit too slow, or he's the timing, but those are things that he's obviously, I feel like, going to improve on. But this is another Logan Paul match that people complained about. People said they didn't want to see. People said, oh my God, this is part of John Cena's retirement tour. This is terrible. And then after the match, everybody's like, damn, that shit was good. Oh my God, I didn't think that match was going to be good. I never had a doubt the match wasn't going to be good, because he's already shown us he can do that. He already been shown us before this. I think it's just because it's Logan Paul. Anytime Logan Paul is attached to a big match like this, there's a disconnect for a lot of people, because it's just him. If it was anybody else, Dominic Mysterio or Braun Breaker or any of the younger upcoming guys, it'd be a different feel. But because it's him, it makes people automatically just jump to conclusions. Oh, this is going to be bad. This is terrible. Why is he in this match? He's already shown us, though, that he could have great matches with some of the best talent and top stars in the company. Now, he's also shown us he could have some dull ones as well. Like the Rey Mysterio, the AJ Styles matches, those were boring. But the Roman Seth, the Kevin Owens, Randy, the John Cena, the Cody Rhodes, he's had good matches with all those people. So he's already shown us that he can do the things that he's been doing. People, I just feel like it's just because it's Logan Paul, it's just a disconnect for a lot of people. I get it with John Cena's retirement tour, but I never felt that it was a bad matchup, because realistically, if you're hypothetically going off of a young talent that could benefit from it, that's a part of the future, it's him. It's literally him. It's just you don't like it. So it's literally him, and you just don't like it. If it was Dominic Mysterio, it wouldn't have been an issue. If it was Braun Breaker, it wouldn't have been an issue. Obafemi, not an issue. But because it was Logan Paul, that was the issue people had for it. But then the match turned out to be what it was. But like I said, some people are still going to find ways not to like it just because it's him. So for some people, there's nothing that he can do to win them over, which is, it's fine. It's not going to change the outcome of his career. But
now my question is now, because I expected to hear that guitar riff. How do they reintroduce Brock Lesnar?
Oh yeah, I was
expecting to hear that guitar riff.
I was so waiting for Brock to show up.
I really thought Brock Lesnar was coming out.
I wasn't like disappointed, but I was just like,
what was when the Summers? That was my thing. Like, then what was?
Yeah, they already working. He gonna come. He coming back. Then he gonna be back on TV this week.
I guess because he's Mr. SummerSlam, they're
I
like,
want to
you
bring
gotta
him
come
back
back
to
as
Indiana.
Yeah, he gonna do the match in WrestlePalooza. Yeah, he gonna do that match.
Oh, but okay, which is fine. I get it. It's
because they already teased it. Remember on that episode of SmackDown when Nick Aldis said, "Hey, I just heard from Brock Lesnar," and then he got we never knew what Brock Lesnar said. So they're gonna play into that.
Yeah, that the story isn't the problem. Like again, the story isn't the problem. I get it. Like great, Logan Paul's your little intermediate match before you get to Brock Lesnar. Now you were struggling to put away Logan Paul. I don't know what the fuck you're gonna do with Brock. Nevertheless, I get the story. I just figured, right? You in Paris, you know that's one of your better foreign crowds. Go ahead and let that guitar riff hit, get your little F.
That pop would have been ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
He ain't finding no way over there for that, bro.
That is
okay, but he'll go to Crown Jewel. They would have paid him.
Saudi would
he go to Crown Jewel to have a match.
Yeah, because
Saudi over there not have a match or something. He's gonna fly over there and do
different. Malik, I'm glad you said that in the chat. By the way, Logan Paul ain't part time no more, y'all. We gotta drop that. We gotta.
I was gonna say, is he really still part time though? Like he been there. Like if you look at this year, I mean, there were obviously
he's there every week.
If you're looking at certain PLEs, he wasn't out there, but I mean, he was at the Royal Rumble, wrestled at Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania. The only ones he didn't do was Backlash and the one in Saudi, but he did Money in the Bank too. He did a Saturday Night's Main Event with Jey Uso, SummerSlam. He just did Clash in Paris. Like
he's present.
He's been present pretty much majority of the year. If you look at from January till now, he's been present. He missed 2 PLEs out of the whole year. So he been present. He been more present than Roman Reigns.
Yep.
Good
So they mentioned tonight was Cena's 99th PLE pay-per-view win. He's getting 100, right? They ain't gonna
for sure.
Gotta be.
Yeah, because what are the next? Because he's got 9 dates. What are the next pay-per-views? What's after Clash?
He's gonna be
Palooza,
Australia, Crown Jewel, and then
Crown Jewel and Survivor Series. Yeah,
I don't think. Is it gonna be
he'll
all
probably
four?
get it up in Australia. Whoever's facing Australia, he'll probably get it up in Australia.
Well, so wait.
I don't know. I don't know.
Is he gonna be in WrestlePalooza? Like, are we sure?
Yeah. They already announced. Yeah, he's already featured.
I think he's confirmed. Yeah.
Oh, he's confirmed.
Yeah,
so it's WrestlePalooza, which is random, and then after that, it's what?
Crown Jewel,
Survivor
Series,
which I forgot about.
So Crown Jewel and then Survivor Series. Oh, okay, yeah, I guess. So which one's the Australian one?
Crown Jewel.
So which one's the Saudi one?
There's no more Saudi shows.
Oh, next Saudi show is Royal Rumble. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So I mean, yeah, that works. So yeah,
because I don't know. I don't know if he'll beat Brock, but then again,
he won't.
Brock came back the first time and he beat him. So I mean,
okay. That was when Cena was still in his prime. Boy was struggling to get away. No. But Cena was still some semblance of Super Cena.
Yeah.
He hit Logan Paul with 4 AAs.
Everybody kicks out of the AA though. He hit Cody with
at this point, the AA is a transitional move, bro.
That's exactly my point.
They was doing it back then too. They've been kicking out of the AA.
No.
Not as bad
now, but they've been doing that.
But my point is though, if it took you 4 AAs to put away Logan Paul, what Brock finna do to your ass?
He needs 12.
He gonna take about 5.
Bro, if this nigga Brock kicked out of like 5 AAs, bro. All right, bro. Come on.
I mean, Cody kicked out of what, 8?
Kicked out of 8.
And that was bad.
8.
I love the match, but it was bad. You don't need
never
that
seen
many.
somebody. That's never been done before.
You don't need many.
Was it really?
It was crazy.
Bro.
You've never seen that. It's never happened before.
Even though it's nowhere near as bad, it's the Roman Reigns kicking out of all those F5s all over again. To me, that's unnecessary. That's unnecessary. Even if we go to AEW, what's her face? Mercedes kicked out of how many Storm Zeros in a row? Like 3
come on, 3 in a row. That was crazy.
That's ridiculous. Like when Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks be freaking spamming finishers like that. Oh my god, bro. We do it too much.
Picking out that many finishers is crazy, but I mean, that's what they.
I mean, it
finishers mean nothing in 2025 to be honest.
Literally, bro. Because like, what are we doing? The only person
Brock will take about. He'll take about 5, 6.
Yeah, like, I think Brock wins. I think Brock wins the match.
I think kicking out of finishers in a championship match is perfectly okay. But you should not be kicking out of more than like I'll give you 2 max. By that third one, you need to be down. Like, because at this point, bro, what are we doing? When you start kicking out a 4 and 5 and you start hulking up after, all right, bro, what are we doing? What are we doing? Come on.
Yeah.
Let's chill a little bit. Because even like when you look at WrestleMania 40, that main event, right? It was different when Roman Reigns was kicking out because there was so much shenanigans and he had a lot of time to recover. How long was Roman Reigns down when all the entrances was happening? Right? Like, there's a lot of time to recover at that point. But when there's no shenanigans, you just kick it out like that. Like, come on, bro.
I feel you.
Come on, bro.
I feel you.
Like,
I feel you.
let's chill out a little bit. I'm all cool with 3. You win a championship match or a high profile match, 3 is like on the 3rd one you need to be down.
How many did AJ kick out of it, like SummerSlam, for example?
Against
3.
Yeah,
It
was
it 3? Because it was a Super AA and
yeah. But like that you talk about in 2016, right? When he was like, that was fine to me because that was the first time I was like, oh, we might be getting a change now. Like that was the first time you almost felt Super Cena was like, oh, I'm no more. Like Super Cena is now starting to get weaker. That was fine. I feel like AJ was like the cat. Well, other than Brock destroying him.
That's when Super Cena died for me.
That's when Super Cena died, but I feel like Cena was still like,
yeah, I mean,
him.
And then when AJ won,
we don't really know much about Brock coming back either because Brock's older now too. So I mean, he still got that presence of Brock Lesnar feel. You know what I mean? At least he's still Brock, but I mean, opposed to what he used to be, I don't think it's going to be. This honestly probably going to be a typical John Cena and Brock Lesnar match. It's going to be John Cena getting his ass beat 95% of the match. Just like Extreme Rules, just like SummerSlam, and John Cena will either come back and win at the end, or Brock Lesnar will just defeat him in convincing fashion again. It's one of the two. So I don't feel like it's going to be in between because there's rarely any back and forth John Cena matches that like they had one at Backlash in 03, but that was before Super Cena was even a thing. John Cena was still a mid-card guy at that time, and then Night of Champions after SummerSlam, that was kind of back and forth, but I feel like that match is probably going to be, that's probably what's going to be it. Brock Lesnar beating his ass, and then Cena either going to make a comeback and win, or he's going to lose. This one, I hope it's back and forth. I'm not going to lie.
I hope he loses.
Speaking of Cena and Lesnar, Malik, you want to say that take you said on TikTok about the Extreme Rules match?
Bro, that shit is niggas got set up too much, bro. That shit is not that great, bro. That match is not that great, bro. It's literally
that match.
Everybody, bro. Everybody gets that match, bro. It's literally John Cena.
People call that shit a classic.
Getting his ass beat 99% of the match, only to come back with 2 moves in the end. That's it. That's all the match is.
Literally a chain to the head and then an AA on some steps, right? Is that what it was?
That's all.
That was it. Bro, the steps was Brock
He had a couple of more offensive, like he had some little comebacks here and there.
The pedigree.
He had some little comebacks here and there within the match, but like it was literally Brock dominant. And not to mention, it didn't even make sense for John Cena to win. Because how John Cena could beat Brock Lesnar and then next month he can't beat John Laurinaitis? It never makes sense to me. But
never. hey, he made it through Brock Lesnar, but the Big Show, and that ironclad contract, I don't know, guys.
You trying to hear that, bro?
Oh, 2012.
And y'all remember Edge came back too and told him to snap out of it right before the match. I can't believe I'm looking. This isn't John Cena, one of my. And that was
a good promo too, but they should have added that on to John Cena's downfall though. Like him losing to Brock would have made sense for the entire year of what they did for John Cena.
Yep.
No, that makes sense, bro.
Yep.
That makes sense. Yeah. Not to mention that's so inconsistent because he can beat Brock. He couldn't beat The Rock. Then he could beat Brock Lesnar. Then he couldn't beat John Laurinaitis. And then he could win the Money in the Bank right after. What doesn't make sense, bro? Like
I hated that Money in the Bank win then and now.
Why did you hate it, bro? I want to hear this. Why did you hate it?
John Cena.
Okay. Here's the only thing, bro.
That's the only reason.
Because the story going into it is I've had people try to cash in their Money in the Bank on me all the time. Yeah. That was crazy. I honestly, it's crazy because I vividly remember Lord Tensai being a legit threat to John Cena. That was crazy. Anyways, that was a crazy time. And now he's a trainer for NXT. Shout out him. When I look at,
why do people keep thinking I went bald?
I feel like I understand why people like you didn't like the Money in the Bank because it's John Cena, but I think it played to the story that was Cena's
Exactly.
character that year.
But that was the thing.
Exactly.
They were inconsistent with that story as well.
Yeah, it was inconsistent,
That's
though.
another issue. That's
Okay,
another
but
issue.
the thing was, his whole thing was, oh, I've got cashed in, or people have tried to cash in on me, but I've never actually competed or won. But again, it still worked for the story because if you remember that overarching year, all he had to do was lose to Brock. So let's just say in a perfect world, he did lose to Brock. After talking mess for a whole year, I lost the biggest match of my life to The Rock, which he shouldn't have, but nevertheless, he lost the biggest match of his life to The Rock. Then he got his ass beat by Brock Lesnar and lost. They always say he got beat, he got his ass whooped, but they never say he won the match. They always leave that part out, and that drives me insane because all he had to do was lose. So you lost this or that, and then just when you think your life about to get together, John Cena is the first person not to successfully cash in the Money in the Bank. That's an elite story to the downfall.
If they would have told that story, that's why I don't
they
think.
Did, though.
I see the vision.
They did.
I see the vision. What you're saying. No, I see the vision. What you're saying. If they would have consistently like kept that story how it was, like with him losing to Rock, him losing to Brock, him losing to John, and then winning the Money in the Bank, and then failing again, and then maybe like spin that into a heel turn. Cool. That's why I don't think John Cena is one of the worst Money in the Bank winners of all time. I don't think he's like the worst of the worst. But I just feel like them being so inconsistent with that story.
It would have made sense too, like if he had been on the downfall. Because remember how he won the Money in the Bank when he was like hitting Big Show with it, and then it came off the thing. He could have just been by an accident, like, oh, I accidentally won the briefcase. Then he cashes in, and then he still failed.
And he cashed in the week because when he won, I'm not gonna lie, I was sitting there like, all right, now this is John Cena we talk about. He's not finna cash in like no bad guy, is he? How this finna work? He announced a week early. Literally, as soon as he announced it versus CM Punk, I'm like, this is Raw 1000. Ain't no way in hell this is a clean finish. But is it? There was two things I was thinking for real. I'm like, either CM Punk is really about to lose this title, and for fucking what? Because for what? Or I thought John Cena was going to turn him. That's what I thought. I thought John Cena was going to turn him. I was like, because they know. No. The only reason I thought that is because I knew we was getting back to Cena Rock 2. Like, I think everybody wants Rock 1 was like, oh, they're running this back next year. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I mean, maybe they could. And John Cena's already said they talked about it. I was like, maybe they could. But then they turned Punk heel. And me, like a dumbass, I was like, oh, it actually makes way more sense. Duh. Of course they would turn him heel. They're not going to turn Cena. Of course they turn Punk heel. Because The Rock, as soon as he announced he was fighting for the title at Rumble, I'm like, oh, that's how that's going to work. Stupid, but that's how that's going to work. Rock is going to take it from Punk. And then Punk is going because mind you, Cena lost every championship match that year as well.
Yeah,
he was in the steel cage with Brad Maddox and Ryback and that whole shabaku. Like, yeah, he lost every single one. So
couldn't even win the Money in the Bank off Dolph Ziggler.
Because AJ Lee turned on him. Yup.
I swear, if they just would have been consistent with the story, I wouldn't have much.
I think the only inconsistent. I think the only inconsistency was him losing to Brock. I think that was the only thing wrong with it.
Yeah.
You think they just flipped it to see if Brock would play ball coming out, let him know he ain't gonna come in and just steamroll, like more backstage messages type of bullshit. That's why they gave him the loss.
Maybe
not really.
That's what you get for leaving.
I don't think Brock is one of those. I don't think Brock is one of those two political guys. I think he just if he get paid, it's whatever. You know what I mean? Like he's
no doubt.
I mean, I'm sure he'll always look out for his
top
guys always protect their characters in the end, so they know their characters and smart enough to know certain things. And I'm sure he's probably pulled his strings a couple of times for certain aspects, but it's like in the end though, like he getting paid is business. He always looked at it as a business before anything.
And if you also remember, Brock wasn't really winning titles when he came back to WWE like that till he beat The Undertaker. Once he beat The Undertaker, then it's like you couldn't get that title.
Honestly, Brock from 2012 to 2015 was good.
Yeah, he was just fighting against.
He was enjoyable. He was
the Dean Ambrose. We all know how that story went. But
now 2016 was kind of neutral stuff, but after 2017 and on, that's when it got bad. Like it was like really bad.
When Roman what's it called had to go away for cancer, Brock became like the most unbearable. It was
when he beat Braun again. I said, "Yeah, Braun's cooked." That's when I gave up. I said, "It's done."
And it made it even worse because it was just one title shot to the back of the head from Baron Corbin.
And that's all it took. 6 F5s after that.
5 F5s, bro.
5 F5s. Yeah, that's what.
But like that's what got you off your game that quick. Just one. I saw you flip over a semi. I saw you.
Bro, they literally put him in the back of an ambulance and hit him with a truck, and he walked out of the ambulance, bro. Like,
bro, one title shot that should have been a no sale. That should have been a no. At least
he should have just been like,
bro. At least get kicked in the dick, like at least
something.
Like
even that's Brock's kryptonite too,
bro. Like because like
at least
if you get like we understand, bro. Like no man, I don't care how big you are, no man is gonna like just be okay after that. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah, you get kicked in the nuts. Yeah,
like, all right, cool,
that's done, bro. Fuck
all right, cool, but little title shot to the head, bro. That little plastic ass title. Yeah,
let's dive into
goes to show you how shit that pay-per-view is.
Let's dive into to the main event because we actually didn't talk about this yet. Overall, I thought the main event was cool. It could have been better. It was cool.
Fun.
It was all right. Everybody had speculations about who the next person could be or whatever it was going to be and stuff like that. I saw Tony D'Angelo was a rumor. And I don't know. I would have hated that so much because he doesn't fit. He doesn't fit in that group at all. Austin Theory was a rumor. It could have been a possibility because he got the history with Seth. Becky Lynch was also rumored, and that actually happened. But I actually don't hate though. I actually don't mind that. I think that adds a lot more. It makes it more interesting for me where I can buy into the group. But this is literally like the Seth Riders now. Like they got to start calling them the Seth Riders. They got
you last week.
They got every aspect of the Seth Riders now.
What did I tell you last week?
Relax, believe every aspect.
They got every aspect of the Seth Riders.
Yo, what did I tell you last week?
What they got?
John Moxley, Seth Rollins, equal. What's the difference? It's literally confirmed now. It's literally
now they just have a manager. Yeah, they just have a manager. That's it.
What's the difference?
They got Paul, they got Becky, they got Braun, they got Bronson, they got Seth. So,
literal Seth Riders.
Hey, but I'm not mad at it though. I don't mind it.
Hey, you want to know why I love the fact that Becky here? You want to know why I love the fact that Becky? Not only because it makes storyline sense because she's the one who recorded Seth Rollins on the coaches with his daughter, and after he came back was like, oh, was my post misleading? And every week in between, she would talk about her husband ever since she got healed. Not only does that just make sense, but you want to know why I love? Hey Mo, you want to know why I love the fact that Becky Lynch is in this group right now? You want to know why I love the fact that she came in?
Why? I'm scared.
Because we're gonna hear one of the greatest theme songs ever. Let's light it up, light it up, light it up, light it tonight.
We're still being delusional,
bro.
No, I'm not gonna lie. If there was ever a possibility, it could happen.
How do I? You gang?
Why else? It makes too much sense. Now AJ legit has a reason to come back. You put your hands on her man. Seth Rollins was talking to the dude, talking about I hate you. I hate your family. He talked about AJ and Larry. Come on, Mo.
Oh, the dog catches.
If it happens, great. I am not holding out hope again.
Bro.
No, if you really look at the context,
I'm not holding out hope at all.
If you really look at the context of everything, though, the Rumble appearances are never really confirmed because it's the Royal Rumble, so anything can happen, but that's never really guaranteed. But from a storyline perspective, it just makes too much sense now. It's like because Punk's obviously gonna need help. Who else he gonna call? He gonna get Bailey,
bro, and it ain't gonna be no fucking Nikki Bella. I'll tell you that much. It ain't gonna be no Nikki Bella.
You know how it'll probably start off. It'll probably start off with Bailey at first because Bailey and Punk are really close friends. Him and AJ are close friends. That's how it'll probably start, and then somehow it's gonna revert to AJ Lee. Maybe Bailey turns on Punk or something. I don't know.
I think Bailey with her character she's doing, I think she should stay away from that and just keep doing these little promo segments until people come back. But here's my thing though, Mo. I get why you saying that. I really, really do.
I would love to be wrong. Don't get me wrong.
Mo, I really understand why you saying that, bro. But man, come on.
It makes all the sense in the world. Trust me. I'm not denying that.
Because look, Seth and Becky gonna be in the ring, and this partnership of them being on screen is actually gonna work this time, right? They don't have to feud with Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans for 3 months. So it's actually gonna work this time. And they're gonna be like, oh, you're all alone, da 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 da. And Punk gonna be like, who said I'm alone? Let's light it up. Come on. I see the vision, man.
Crazy. That would be a nasty pop, bro.
Bro. Because what? We got WrestlePalooza. Bro, they could do it after what's after that? No, I don't want them to do it in Saudi. What's the show after that?
It's in Perth. It's Australia.
Survivor Series.
They can do it in Perth. They can do it.
They might do it at WrestlePalooza though, because I think this is the first one on ESPN. Like
It makes sense.
first show on ESPN. Like
Come
it does make
on.
sense.
Come on, Mo.
It would depend on.
I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong.
It would depend. It would obviously depend on what the show looks like, what the lineup looks like. Because right now, assuming we're gonna get Cena and Lesnar, Cody will probably be back. So probably be Cody and Drew, maybe Randy if they want to make it a triple threat. Fine.
I don't care. Seth Rollins and CM Punk is the main event. That is the main event.
I think they do the mix first. No.
That's what I'm talking about. That mixed tag is the main event. I don't care what show you got that on. AJ Lee coming back, that is the main event. Against Becky Lynch.
The mixed tag.
The mixed tag of Seth and Becky versus CM Punk and AJ Lee, that is the main. That's a WrestleMania level main event. AJ Lee's return match versus the GOAT, that is the main event on any show. I don't care who you got. You can run Roman Cody 3 again. I don't care, bro. Put that in the main event.
You're reaching now.
Relax.
You're reaching.
By the way, I need that.
Honestly, I would rather see AJ Lee in the main event than Dwayne. I'll tell you that right now. I'd rather see AJ Lee in the main event than Dwayne. Like, come on, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Other than Cody Roman, there's not a lot AJ Lee and the CM Punk team up ain't main eventing. I'm sorry. There's not a lot. You not gonna
with
find
the
a
world
lot
heavyweight champion in that match too.
Yeah. You're not finding me a lot. I'm sorry, you not.
I hear you.
That would cook because they want to kill All Out or All In, whatever it is. They want to.
Man, and that's the
they
thing
better
about
stack
WWE.
that card because I'm watching All Out,
bro. And that's the thing about WWE, bro. They being too. Stop worrying about them niggas, bro. Like they're not catching up to y'all. If WWE was at its peak when they stopped worrying about AEW, AEW coincidentally is at its peak again when they stopped worrying about WWE. Stop worrying about them niggas, man. Please. I want to get back to good graps. Man, remember that time when they was both peaking? Oh my God. It was amazing. It was wonderful.
Was that late 22, bro?
Yes, it was wonderful. It was magnificent. It was a wonderful time. And then AEW got petty. And I'm like, guys, you're killing your product. Stop.
Well,
and then for whatever reason,
I forgot about
WWE got petty.
I forgot about that too. All Out was going up against, WrestlePalooza. So, I forgot about that. So, the AJ Lee return would be crazy. That'd be crazy.
If that's what they end up.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, Bo. If AJ Lee coming back, I'm sorry. Screw what they got on All Out. Screw what they got on All Out.
Yeah, low key, bro.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I'm going to WrestlePalooza, bro. So if I'm in the flesh, that's gonna be crazy.
Oh, it's in Indy?
WrestlePalooza
is in Indy?
Yeah,
every show.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild, bro. That'd be wild.
I think they're gonna load it up. It's gonna be like a mini SummerSlam.
Yeah, because WrestlePalooza. I don't know if they're gonna make it how like ECW used to make it, but they might.
I was about to say, do y'all have a problem with the name? Because I don't.
No, it's been a thing. It just hasn't been
a lot
around.
Of people had a big issue with the name
because you remember
they don't watch. They wouldn't watch any.
Hey, because you know what vibes it gives off, Mo? The biggest 2-night extravaganza. That's the vibes it get off. That's why.
Yo,
that's probably why. That's probably why. Because I'm not gonna lie. When I first heard the name, I was like, "What the fuck? What is this?"
And then I remembered. I was like, "Oh."
I was like, "Yeah," but nah, I'm not gonna lie. AJ Lee come back. Yeah, All Out. I'm sorry, buddy. I catch y'all on the flip side. I'll see
this
the highlights.
is the one time I'll slightly hold out hope. If it
you
doesn't
won't know though, unless like they're not gonna announce it. It would have to be unannounced. You know what I mean? So,
but like, okay. But here's the thing, Malik. Though, if they don't announce his partner until they get to the ring, ain't no way in hell is that.
No, it won't be a mixed tag. Man. It'll be like Punk versus. It'll be like a return save. Like it'll be Punk and Seth.
They would hint on it.
A return save? Nah.
It'll be that. It'll be like that.
I'm not gonna lie.
Because AJ helped Punk win the world title or something like that too. That'd be crazy. That'd add more to the story.
Ooh. Come on, you can make up for what you did.
Triple H make the call. I ain't gonna
give me what I want, man. I will forgive you for carrying Cross. I will forgive you for booking Sami Zayn like Sammy Hogan, even though you're telling me he's an underdog. I will forgive you for not putting Finn Balor in the world title mix. I will forgive all of that. If you give me AJ Lee, man, we will be good. He will be Booker of the Year if he get AJ Lee back on the freaking WWE card. He will be Booker of the Year. If I hear let's light it up, he is Booker of the Year. Nobody can tell me anything. That's bigger than Adam Cole and Daniel Bryan showing up in AEW. That's bigger than Brock Lesnar coming back. That's bigger than John Cena turning heel. That's bigger than all that. If AJ Lee, bro, I promise you, bro. The only thing that's bigger than that is Cody Rhodes winning? Is Cody Rhodes winning at WrestleMania 40? the Stone Cold return when The Rock was like, well, I need the old Stone Cold back, and he finally came back as the old Stone Cold. And CM Punk coming back at War Games. Those are the only 3 things that I'm gonna get a bigger pop than AJ Lee returning, bro. Bro, you know, man,
Edge?
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But I'm not gonna lie. AJ Lee coming back, bro, that shit will go stupid, bro.
No,
That
it'll
shit
get a
will go
crazy
stupid.
pop. It's gonna get a ridiculous pop.
She's one of the very few women's wrestlers that, like, a return wise would be like earth shattering.
It's
Oh
yearning.
my god, bro. Oh my
Like
it's
god.
been
earth
like
shattering, like
10
type
years.
stuff.
It's been 10 years. Yeah, it's been 10 years.
Earth shattering, bro. Like,
Has it been 10 years
Pretty
legit?
yeah.
She following in the steps of her husband. Come on.
Now I don't know. I don't know if they'll
Come
make.
on.
I see. My only thing is I don't know if they'll do the return so quick. That's the thing. Though I don't know. They might do it like Survivor
They
Series.
have-
It might be a small build, yeah. Small build.
Whichever one. we
You know,
need to
Triple
do.
H like that long term build. You know what I mean? So
And whatever we got to do, as long as by the time 2025 and before we get there, AJ Lee is back on the screen. Whenever Seth Rollins and CM Punk end up coming back together to have a little match or a little angle and like Becky, blah, 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 right? And since Roxanne's not a babyface,
yeah.
Bro, even Roxanne referencing this woman, man. Come on, bro. She been referencing this woman on Twitter
I mean, she
for a
been
minute
doing
now.
that.
You know, they mentioned
Come
they
on.
mentioned her after
Yeah, I mentioned her on the post show.
Clash of Paris went off the air. Jackie Big E was like, "You gonna have to call AJ Lee." Swear to God, he said that. I was like,
Yeah, and Red
Yeah, he
said
did.
it too as well.
like,
Yeah.
come on, bro. Like they making it too obvious, bro.
Come
It's going
on.
down. Mo, it's
Come
going
on.
down.
I mean, if
Oh,
they
yeah.
do the return at WrestlePalooza,
They have to.
I think that's perfect.
It's too
Because
perfect.
I gotta be a little bit of a
I feel like
build.
the best way to
It
do it to have something, because just knowing WWE how they want to do things, you got All Out the same day. It's the first ESPN show, bro. They gotta put that title on CM Punk, bro, and have AJ Lee come back that same night. Make Seth
So,
CM Punk
hey,
the main event. Of course, the Seth Riders come out. Becky is in the ring. She all by herself. Nobody else is out there. And then that music hit. That shit would go stupid, bro.
or what they could do, right? This look. If they don't want to do the title match, they want to do the mixed tag. This is how I would do it personally, right?
That's just
You know what? I would no, but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I would literally do this, because this is how I specifically. So I would build, and everybody's gonna hate it, but I would build Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch versus CM Punk, and everybody's gonna hate it, but I promise you it's for a reason. Nikki Bella, because Nikki Bella is the last person she just fought. Nikki Bella doesn't get taken out until CM Punk makes his entrance. That's when they see Nikki Bella little camera thing. Oh, she got taken out. CM Punk look back and he's like, "I knew you would do something like this." Call and come back. Oh my god, that shit was so crazy.
You know what would be sick? They should have like
crazy.
a Seth and Becky in the ring, CM Punk making his entrance, and then they should do like a little backstage where it cuts like Nikki Bella coming to the ring and then like a car pull up or some shit like that, and then she hop out the car and then they do like the switch right there, like they just do the ultimate switch. People would lose their minds, bro. That should be crazy. Like if they have AJ Lee come back and then they also have Punk win the title the same night, that shit gonna be like. I think that might be a catalyst to start getting people back in the WWE again. For people who are falling out with it, like
Hey,
That's
I'm
real.
not gonna lie. AJ come back, she better win that motherfucking Rumble. She better win that motherfucking title. She better do the whole 9. You better give her the whole 9, nigga.
I don't know about that.
Bro, what you mean? What you mean? AJ Lee coming back, she not winning the title? Who else gonna do it? Naomi gone?
I mean, she could
Naomi
win the
gone?
title. I don't know about
That's
the Rumble.
Stephanie right there.
I
Stephanie
don't know about the
Dover.
Rumble.
Stephanie can
Stephanie's
beat
over.
Stephanie. Stephanie can beat Tiffany.
She already got the
SmackDown-
world title opportunity.
Stephanie not finna win that
Shit,
one.
anybody can
Well,
beat
actually,
Tiffany at this point.
Depends on what she faces.
she might win it now that Naomi. But if Naomi was still champion, she wasn't winning that world title.
Yeah, if Naomi said she wouldn't, but now it depends on who she faces.
Yeah, I mean, you could pull the trigger, but like they don't even put it on TV. But man, I'm not gonna lie. So who else winning the women's rumble? If it's not AJ, if we talking if AJ Lee come back, who else winning the women's rumble? Who else? Realistically, who else winning? The only person I'll give you is Stephanie. That's the only person.
I would say Stephanie. I could see Stephanie.
You don't see Liv Morgan?
Hell no! Hell no!
What about? I ain't gonna lie. You know who
Hell
else I can see? Possibly
no.
if Bianca beats Tiffany, I can see Jade winning it too.
Oh, okay.
Jade?
I mean, I feel you, but
I can see,
like,
I'm saying if Bianca has already beaten Tiffany by then, assuming,
Mm.
I could see that because they already got a little thing going on. I could see that.
I can see it.
I mean, I can.
I'm not saying I would want it, but I mean, I could see it.
But I'm not gonna lie. The only person, if AJ comes back and says I want to be back for a minute, the only person I'm considering her winning the Rumble over AJ is Stephanie. But they gotta book Stephanie because she ain't been on TV consistently.
You know,
So they gotta book her because of
it's gonna be Rio. What are we lying?
hell. Oh my god, bro! Hell
Another
no.
2-time winner?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Rio gonna be the only 2-time winner that can't get over.
Bro, can y'all imagine that? Rhea and AJ Lee in the same ring, bro.
Gee, you're nasty. What'd you say, Malik?
You know how crazy that's gonna be?
Bro, they're gonna get the. They're gonna.
too?
No, I'm saying
No,
whenever,
Rhea-
because you know
Rhea
it's
and
inevitable.
AJ.
Rhea and AJ Lee in the same ring, bro. In
Bro,
2020.
they're gonna. Bro,
Oh
they're gonna,
my
They're
god.
gonna get a "This is awesome" chant for like 5 minutes before they do anything, bro. Oh my
Yeah.
god,
That's gonna be
Bro,
crazy. That's
bro,
gonna be
think
a
of all the
crazy.
dream matches we can get, bro. Think of all the dream matches. We
My
can
thing
get,
is
bro.
though, realistically, if you think about it, though, we never really saw AJ Lee have real graps with some of these people because she left right before
Facts.
this.
Right.
So I want to see what she
Facts.
can really do with these people, like Roxanne.
And you know she be
Well, who's to
training.
say she comes back for a full run though? Who's to say that?
All she needs is a
Oh,
little.
if she comes back, I think she'll be like with Punk. They'll be together. Yeah, she'll be there.
Yeah, I think she just does the Punk thing, maybe, but I don't know. If she
But
does
Punk
that
be
for
there,
a
though.
run.
But the
I'd be
thing
happy
is-
if she did, but
Yeah, but he gonna be there. I guarantee you. We gonna get AJ versus Becky. I guarantee you we're gonna get AJ versus Rhea, AJ versus EO. We gonna get the AJ versus Stephanie. We gonna get the AJ versus Tiffany. We gonna get the whole 9, bro. We getting autographs. They even gonna throw back to some old stuff. Hey, y'all not gonna like this. Why
No,
they
shut
throw
up,
back to
shut up.
WWE?
oh, I didn't know you were going that way. Ugh, no,
Who you gonna say Caitlyn?
no, Nikki Bella.
They gonna run that back too.
Yeah, because
They
they
gonna run that
back
back
now.
too.
Yeah, they got her.
They gonna run that back too.
That's Divas era nostalgia right
What
there.
about Paige? Come on, man.
Bro, they finna run back AJ. and
Didn't
Paige.
Nikki take the title from AJ or no?
Yeah, Survivor Series 2014.
Yeah, they definitely running that back.
Yeah,
Off
and then
lesbian
and
treachery.
then and Paige and AJ then took the title from each other a couple times.
Oh, they had that tag team match at Mania too. It was Paige and
31, yeah.
AJ versus
Yeah,
the
that was
Bellas.
an okay match. It was okay.
Right.
That was
Hey,
AJ's last match,
hey,
right?
hey, and don't forget, Mo, you got Bloodsport Natalia in there to run some drops with him too.
Can she
you feel
be
me?
that on TV? Can she please be that on Raw and Smack or on Raw? Please.
I'm open to it.
I would actually like to see that Natalia on Raw.
Too little, too late. I don't want to see Natalia at all.
I do kind of feel you. I do kind of feel you.
Yeah, I don't want to see
I
Natalia
do.
at all.
I kind of feel you.
I mean, they can make it work though if they wanted to do it. But honestly, I would feel like personally, if they did Bloodsport Natalia, you had Shayna Baszler right there, bro. The whole time.
Literally.
For 5 years.
Gotta be Shayna Baszler, but
For 5 years, bro.
because she was
I
doing
mean,
the Bloodsport
duh.
stuff too for a little bit.
Duh, shit, God, everybody would rather see Rhea versus AJ. Duh.
Yeah, AJ Lee return is. I think it's.
I'd rather see anything.
It's obviously the AJ Lee return has been rumored for years and years.
That
and
would be a
years.
top 5 return in the last 10 years.
Yeah,
For
Probably,
sure.
probably top 3. Honestly, I could probably keep going further back. 15. Like that's damn near a top 5 return ever. Damn near.
Oh,
I don't know about
Damn.
that.
No.
Damn near.
No.
Damn near.
Best
No.
Now,
win.
if you said the last 10 years, 5, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Last 15, we can keep it going.
Mm,
Since 2010? Since 2010?
So Rock in
That's not top
2011, Edge in
you got
2020,
The Rock in 2011, Brock Lesnar in 2012,
Brock Lesnar in 2012,
Edge, Royal Rumble,
Punk
CM
in
Punk.
23.
Punk at 23.
We can't put AJ in there?
Maybe.
We
Oh,
can
the
say
Hardy,
that.
Hardy's
2021,
WrestleMania.
Cena- Oh, Hardy's.
Ah!
No, shut up. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Hardy's was pretty crazy. Oh, Cody Rhodes WrestleMania. Come on, Cody Rhodes.
Oh, yeah,
Stop. Come on now. Cut that.
AJ's, I think,
If I
would
had
be-
the sign, boy, no.
AJ, I think, would have a bigger pop than Cody.
No,
would.
I agree.
I think
Yeah.
AJ would have a bigger pop for
I
sure.
agree. But
That's
Cody
what I'm
coming
saying,
back.
Cody.
Cody coming back was like
No, it was crazy, and especially what he turned into. But
you know
we just
underrated
talk-
return too. I
If
ain't
we
gonna
just
lie.
talk about the moment, I
I
think
ain't
AJ
gonna lie,
would be bigger.
underrated return. Shane O'Mac
Who?
2016, bro. I'm saying, bro. That was kind of
AJ,
rare.
That was
AJ,
huge.
and
I think
doing
AJ
better
would be a
than
little bit
that.
better. I think AJ would.
AJ.
No, Shane O'Mac in 2016 was kind of wild.
So
That was insane.
I'm just
bro.
talking
No
about
rumors,
the pop.
nothing.
I'm just talking about the pop. Me personally, I'm just talking about the pop that they would get.
Oh.
I'm not talking about like impact to the business. I'm talking about just the pop they would
Okay,
get.
so I can for sure say don't see her getting a bigger pop. Well, Punk. I just don't know.
Nah, Punk.
That was
it'll
ridiculous.
Be,
Brock
it'll be
Lesnar 2012. The Rock in 2011. That was fucking crazy.
Yeah, it won't be better than The Rock.
Be bigger than Edge?
Nah, because Edge came out off an injury.
It might be a little bigger.
The hell out of me.
It might be bigger than Edge. I'm not gonna lie.
It could be, but you know what? Hold on.
That's hard. That's hard.
Hold on.
It might be. I don't know if it's bigger than Hardy's though. The Hardy at WrestleMania.
It could be bigger than the Hardys. I don't think the Hardys was better than.
I feel like the Hardys. No, the Hardys one is because like the open roof. That was kind of.
That shit was crazy though.
It was crazy, but
if it was like a closed roof, bro. Oh fuck. Considering how many people were in that building.
But yeah, I
in
think.
That stadium.
Honestly, because I'm trying to think of all the other returns we had that like.
AJ Lee report in the Discord. Let's see. What's the report?
AJ Lee report.
Oh, there's a report out there. Yeah.
I'll say though, it'll probably undoubtedly be the best women's return they've ever had, for sure.
Oh yeah, it'll clear. It'll clear so much.
I can't think of any other.
She's been brought up in numerous pitches internally.
I mean, duh.
But nothing confirmed.
Yeah, I mean,
of course, yeah. They're gonna keep that as quiet as they possibly can, bro. Like
ooh, Brock in 2021, that was a big return too.
Brock in 2021 was pretty big.
Brock's pop this year, bro.
I mean, bro, what's crazy is Brock always.
That was just shock though. That was just shock.
Yeah, that was more shock. I think AJ would be like more like, hell yeah.
Acceptance.
Yeah.
I feel like personally, Brock's return this year shocked me more than like Punk in 23, bro. That shit shocked the fuck out of me.
With the context, yes, because I was telling y'all because we was doing this show. I was telling y'all, no way he's not coming back at War Games. It's in what was my phrase? It's in Chicago.
I called it too.
It was like,
it was still shocking when it actually happened because no one thought.
Yeah, when I heard I still was like,
no, it was shocking when it happened, but it was more like you kind of knew the Brock thing was like out of the question. Nobody was
like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
When I heard that
what?
guitar,
nobody was thinking
especially
about
in the building.
Yeah.
Okay, I apologize to the guys in the Discord because when I was watching with them, I didn't know I was ahead of them because I thought they were still. I guess they had stopped the stream in the period. So I'm like, oh my god, Seth Rollins. Oh my god, see what cash in, and then the next night, freaking Brock Lesnar come back. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So yeah, I'm sorry guys.
Yeah, that one, like I said, that one just shocked me mainly because I never doubted WWE would bring him back because they never disclosed that he was gone. They always said that he can come back. Triple H said it multiple times. If Brock wants to come back, he can come back. I just didn't think Brock wanted to come back. I thought he just was.
Because I kept hearing rumors that he was retired or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I just him like just how Brock is. I kind of figured he's like, I'm done with that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need it anymore. I'm saying like,
hearing that in person, I was like, bro,
that was crazy live, bro.
Wow, that shocked the.
Oh, you were there too?
Yeah, that shocked the fuck out of me.
It was definitely shocking for sure.
It was louder than the Hardys. Hardys was anticipated. That was shock, like you said.
Yeah, the Hardys
were anticipated.
They were rumored to.
Yeah, I didn't remember the Hardys being rumored. I remember being mad though.
Because they had their last match with the Bucks at Supercard of Honor.
The day before, the day before.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
So I was like, okay, they've cleared their shit now. They got to be.
But the Brock one, that was one of the returns I can remember for a long time that I genuinely did not hear anything about, that I did not know nothing about, like whatsoever. Like
which one?
The Brock return.
Oh yeah.
This year, everything like the Punk one was kind of like maybe not. Like you didn't really know. Like it was kind of just speculation. I would say the Brock return shocked me. Is like it kind of felt like when Roman came back during the pandemic. Like when that happened, I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know Roman was coming back.
I didn't know he was coming back that fast. Yeah, I didn't know he was coming back that fast.
Yeah, that one kind of shocked me for sure. So I mean, it kind of reminded me of like Cena at the Rumble. You know what I mean? Like that one, like, I didn't know nothing about that. You know what I mean? Like,
that was the first shock return of like my fandom.
That gave me that level of shock. Like when Triple H came, like when Undertaker came back, and then Triple H came back right
on the same night.
What was this, bro?
I remember that episode.
Because they had been advertised. They were advertising Undertaker with all the little segment. Like you just knew he finally came out, put the mic to his mouth. Boom.
Sting. What I've heard is that was supposed to be Sting, but they didn't actually get him under contract.
Yeah, it was
shifted to
supposed to be Sting, but
yeah,
the Triple H factor was crazy because they were like, we hadn't seen Triple H in I don't know, a
9
year
months,
at that point. And then when he came out, they didn't even say that. They just stared at each other too. That shit was crazy, man. Like,
that's cool. Yeah.
Edge just shocked the fuck out of me because I wasn't on the rumor mill at that time, and I
heard rumors
about that. Yeah, I had heard a rumor too, but it was kind of like we
I heard
had
nothing.
been hearing like Edge trying to come back for years at that point though.
He had
Like, it's like
speared
2-3
Elias at
straight
SummerSlam,
years.
right?
Yeah,
Or
when he
whatever.
speared Elias at SummerSlam, I said he could he could still do it.
But it was the
All right.
pre-show. It was the fucking
Yeah.
pre-show they did it.
Yeah.
It was weird.
But even when he speared him, I don't know. I didn't think about it like, oh, he can come back. It's just a spear. Like, okay, he
I
has a
was like, oh,
spear.
is his
Anybody
neck
get a
a little
spear?
He's
I
also
mean,
been
like,
in angles. He's also been in.
if he had got
angles
like
where,
choke slam or something, I'd have been like, oh, he took a choke slam, but it was a spear. Like,
Yeah, and then he's also been in angles like throughout that point, like when Seth was holding down his neck and stuff. Like he'd been
I was
in
like,
different angles.
I didn't think he was gonna get stomped. I was like, no.
Yeah, I never believed it either. But you know how that goes. They have to make it look real.
That was great heel work though.
Yeah, Lee Hill work.
what was?
Yeah, no, Edge
When
is
Seth, what's it called? Put Edge like back when Edge had a haircut, and he put Edge, like on his neck, trying to get the authority back to power.
Fair point.
But yeah, I mean,
I was all the way out on WWE.
All
Like
right,
after
so-
the dog food segment, I was like, I'm out, and then I came back at that Rumble.
What dog food? Oh, he's talking about when Roman got the dog food dumped on.
Yeah, I stopped watching right there. Like
that's elite big dog. What you
check-in
mean? That's elite
so-
big dog.
Since John Cena is retiring soon, I have a little fun game that we're all going to interact with each individual. And me and Mo made some content about this yesterday, some clips. We're going to do a blind ranking of random John Cena matches that I'm going to give you. So you're just going to rank them in random orders without knowing what's next. Everybody will do it their own time. So Mo will go first, G, and then Ryan. I'm going to give you random John Cena matches, all good matches. There's not a bad match on here. These are all good matches, but you got to think about the context of what could be next, what match is going to be one position, how you want to rank them. So the first match I'm going to give you is John Cena versus Randy Orton I Quit match at Breaking Point.
I'm gonna start.
How many matches are we
3.
ranking them out of?
I'll put that at 3.
Is this out of 10?
No, it's just 5.
5? I Quit match. I'm gonna put that at 4.
4.
Okay. John Cena versus CM Punk Money in the Bank 2011.
Number 1.
I want to do the same thing, but I feel like there's another
Number
match
1.
on here that I might have to put above it.
I think that's his best match. Number 1.
You think that's John Cena's best match ever?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
I might have that in top 5 WWE history. Just to be honest.
I'm only gonna put this at 2 because I'm on the fact that you have another match on here. So I'm gonna put it at 2 for now. But if that, because I'm banking on the fact that different match on here.
I'm going 1. CM Punk is his best rival in my opinion. So I think it's one of his best matches for sure. So I'm going 1.
John Cena, AJ Styles, Royal Rumble.
That's what I thought. Yeah. I knew
that
it.
at 2.
No, I'm gonna put that at 1 because even though I think CM Punk is his best rival, that match still gives me chills, man. I think that's John Cena's better match, not better feud, but I think that's his better match for sure.
That's fair.
I'll go 3. I think there's something we'll clear it. I think it's great though. Don't get me wrong. I'll go 3.
Okay. John Cena, Daniel Bryan, SummerSlam 2013.
Ooh, I should have put Orton lower.
Oh yeah, I should have put Orton at 5.
Fuck.
You gotta remember,
4.
there's one more match on here.
I know.
Yeah, 4. I only got 4 and 5 left, so 4.
Fuck. I only have 3 and 5 left, and I'm gonna be sick if Randy Orton and that I Quit match is at 5. I'm gonna put that at 3. I'm gonna put that SummerSlam match at 3.
I'm going 2. 2.
Okay. Last one was John Cena versus Cody Rhodes at this year's SummerSlam.
Oh, that's fine. 5. That can be 5. That can be 5. That can be 5.
AJ
I'm cool
versus
with that.
Cena clears Punk versus Cena. Y'all use the word clears way too comfortably.
Yeah,
Y'all use the word
I don't know.
way too comfortable.
Well, it's Prince DJ. He's an AJ Styles.
Oh yeah, you're
blazer.
right. You're right.
He's an
Yeah,
AJ
you're
Styles
right.
blazer.
I ain't surprised.
We don't take that too. We don't take that too serious. Anyways,
Yeah,
I got it at 3.
Fuck.
All right, so hold on. I'm gonna ask everybody then, because this is an interesting topic here. Everybody gives their own perspective. What's everybody's top 5 greatest John Cena matches of all time? Like the matches you think are his best ones.
Oh man,
Umaga should be in that list. could be in that list.
Cook,
Yeah, you
Moore.
come up with the 5. You write it down real quick. You know, if you got to write it down, or
I mean, does it have to be in order? Or can I just give you a 5?
you just name a 5, bro.
Okay, because I know for sure, guaranteed, without a shadow of a doubt, the first 3 that we just talked about, Money in the Bank with CM Punk, AJ Styles at the Rumble, and Daniel Bryan, I for sure for me in his top 5. I'm gonna put Shawn, the one he had with Shawn Michaels. I'm gonna put that in the top 5. That shit was amazing. And then if I had to pick a 5th, because he has so many good ones. If I had to pick a 5th. I'm probably gonna have to pick. Am I gonna pick the TLC with Age?
Shit, I know I am.
I feel like I have to. Like the TLC with Edge, like I can't really think of one that would be over that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go TLC with Edge.
All right. Mo?
I'm still thinking. I need one more. Still thinking. That's tough.
Ryan, you got yours?
Yeah, I'll go Punk, Money in the Bank. I will go Bryan at SummerSlam. I will go Umaga, Royal Rumble, Edge, TLC, AJ Rumble.
Okay. Mine's a little bit different. I feel like mine's a little bit different than yours. Let's see what Mo has.
So my top 4, I got like for sure Cena, Punk, Money in the Bank. Got Cena, AJ, the Rumble one, and then Cena, AJ, the SummerSlam,
Okay.
and then Cena versus Edge, the TLC. Number 5 is hard, man. I might have to go Cena and Bryan. No, actually, for personal taste, just because it's the first episode of Raw I ever watched. Cena versus Shawn, Monday Night Raw. That's a 60-minute classic. Huh?
07, yeah, that's a great match.
Yeah, that was my first Raw.
So my list is a little bit different. I have John Cena JBL I Quit match on there. I think that really puts Cena on the map as like one of the next guys, if not the guy at that level. I have Cena versus Edge TLC. I have Cena versus Shawn Michaels on Monday Night Raw. I have John Cena versus CM Punk, but I have the Monday Night Raw match they had in 2013. I think that's their best match. That for some people say that's the greatest Monday Night Raw match of all time. It's in the conversation, but that match on Raw was like crazy good. And then I have John Cena, AJ Styles, but at SummerSlam in 2016.
What is 2017 the one they didn't get out the ring, or was that the SummerSlam?
Yeah, that's 2017.
Yeah. That's what that because I do.
That's my preference.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at anyone that says SummerSlam though.
No, I do like the Umaga shout though.
What do y'all think John Cena's most underrated match is? Maybe a match that people need to go back and watch again that doesn't get talked about enough.
It's one you put me on to. Him and Kurt Angle, No Mercy 2003.
Yeah, scraps.
Yeah.
Put people onto that, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. For me personally, go watch the U.S. Open title run. Just go watch it.
Shit?
Just go watch it. Just go back and watch it because I'm not gonna lie. Boy, bro, the Cesaros, the code or get. Oh my god! When the NXT guys started showing up, oh my god!
Man, when Sammy showed up, bro, because I was just starting to like pay attention to NXT. I'm like, shit.
I had no clue who he was, but I was locked in because the crowd went ballistic. I had no idea who he was. I was like, who is this guy? And I was like, oh, that's when I realized I was like, NXT still has their game show or their competition show. Like that's what I looked at. I was like, what? I was like,
Striker,
bro, because I watched the first season with Wade Barrett in them. I was hooked on that season. So I was like, oh, they brought that back.
You watched that?
With the first season with Wade Barrett in them? I'm not lying.
I was not watching that.
I'm not gonna lie. I was a big David Otunga fan. I was a big David Otunga fan. I was a big bro. I'm not gonna lie. I knew he wasn't going to because obviously at this point I already know WWE's kind of scripted. The way they kept eliminating guys, I was like, Wade Barrett's gonna win. Like Wade Barrett's gonna win. It was kind of like if anybody watched America's Best Dance Crew. I remember that season with the Jabberwockies. The team that got second place was Status Quo. And I love me some Status Quo. But like realistically, I was watching, I'm like, the Jabberwockies are gonna win. They're too fucking nice. Right? But I was a big David Otunga fan. So I was like, oh, they brought this show back. Let me go watch. And then it was a whole TV program. I'm like, oh, I'm like, okay, this is different. Okay, it's a third brand. That's when I started.
Yo,
doing
someone
NXT.
brought up that Backlash Fatal 4-Way, the
Oh,
Cena,
oh,
Edge,
wait.
Orton, and Shawn.
That shit's nice.
I would say his most under for me. I've been saying this. I think John Cena versus Triple H at WrestleMania 22 is one of his most underrated matches, bro.
Great
That shit
crowd.
was so good, bro.
That's a good pool.
Yeah. 2007. It's not sexy, but the stretch of Lashley. Great Khali match is low key good for what it was, and then the SummerSlam match with Orton's really good. That summer stretch of Cena is not like super sexy, but it shows his work at his peak. Really, he's
Cena
great.
versus Lashley is really good too.
Yeah,
The Great American Bash.
Yeah, that's really good too. That's low key an underrated one as well. Cena was having bangers in 2007, like
yeah. And then he got
match
hurt.
of the year contenders.
I'm not gonna lie. Let's
Yeah.
not forget about.
Damn, every time he wrestles.
Let's not forget about Cena versus John Laurinaitis, man. People power.
People power, bro.
People power, man.
People power.
Realistically, if you look at it, a lot of people. If you really look at it, the context, John Cena's never been known to be, I guess you could say, a great in-ring performer like Shawn Michaels and AJ Styles, a Kenny Omega, guys at that level. But he might be the one guy in WWE history who might have consistently maybe the best match quality we've ever seen, because he's had great matches with every, like you could name every star they ever had. No, like during his time and a little bit after that he's wrestled, he's had great matches with Batista, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, JBL, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, Triple H, Shawn Michaels. Like, he's had great matches with like everybody you could think of at the highest level that were either in his era or a little after his era. He just had one with Logan Paul. Just put a banger with Logan Paul. Like, John Cena, bro, in the ring. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about his in-ring credentials enough because maybe he's not the flashiest or maybe he isn't the most charismatic, but he's had many great matches with many superstars with many different styles at the highest level you could think of. So John Cena's match quality, man, I think might be a little underappreciated by a lot of people. I ain't gonna lie.
Absolutely.
You think they give another one with AJ?
They should have done it in Paris. They should have done it in Paris.
They could do it like in Australia or something. It'd be cool.
Yeah, they teased the Styles Clash, and then he brought him up a few weeks.
I mean, we already know for sure Brock is one of the opponents for sure. So we know at least one opponent is Brock. After that, we don't know the other.
Should be AJ and Braun Breaker.
Do you think he's in War Games, or do you think has a match at War Games?
He might be in War Games. I'm not gonna lie. He might be in.
Maybe just be like one last time.
It depends on
one last opportunity.
It depends on who's
he might
in
be.
there.
He might be in the War Games. I'm not gonna lie to you. He might be.
It depends on who's in there.
That last comment is exactly how I feel about Cena. He's good at like matching whoever he's in the ring with.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it don't matter who it is.
He might be in the War Games, depending on what the War Games matches are. But yeah, he might be in there, bro.
Hey, do I say I'm not gonna lie a lot?
I'm not gonna lie, you do.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Somebody just called out. They were like, I counted 31. I'm not gonna lie so far. I was like, damn, I say it that much. So, yeah.
You do.
Yeah, he counted him.
Yeah, he counted them. I was like, damn. I don't know.
Is that the same guy? That
You gotta get on the shirt, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. That's a. Dang it! Oh my god! Dang it! I didn't even realize. Oh my god!
I'm not gonna lie. That's a good idea.
I was literally about to say. I'm not gonna lie. That's a great merch idea. And then I caught myself. I hate life.
That was awesome.
I need to get break.
Answer this one question, then we'll head off. Question for the pod, especially GMO. Do you think after tonight the chances of Punk versus Cody for Mania is dead low?
Yes.
Still very probable.
Oh, wait. Do I think Cody versus Punk?
For Mania, that's still very doable. Still very doable.
Yeah, the only thing that changes everything, honestly, is Sami Zayn winning his U.S. title. Believe it or not, he changed his main event plans.
I'm going to be honest, him moving to SmackDown just dead that. Him moving to SmackDown dead that.
It doesn't get the point. And then first off, I'm not going to lie.
You in the Rumble, you can flip.
And Sami Zayn is now Sammy Hogan because he has officially buried Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa got buried, bro. You can do all what you want. You can do all that, whatever you want, bro. No way this nigga beat him 3 out of, I think it was like 3 times straight in 4 weeks. Are we fucking serious?
Check.
And the nigga got the MFTs. He got everybody with him. Sammy 1v4 these niggas, bro. I'm not trying to hear that shit. That nigga 1v4 thing.
Buried though.
Bro, how
He
are
didn't one
you
before him, bro. He had
bro,
help.
barely? He still
He
didn't have
got
the
help.
numbers.
He had Jacob
He
and
still had
Jimmy.
help.
He did not have the numbers. He did
He
not
had
have the
Jacob and
numbers.
Jimmy. That's
Oh
two people.
my god.
2-on-3, bro. I'm not trying.
The MFTs are
Bro, this
so
WWE,
incompetent.
bro.
But
They've been
wait.
presented to be so
No.
incompetent.
No, do you want to know why I'm not trying to hear that? Because he beat Solo without them niggas. 1v4.
Wait,
He
so
beat
you
him
want him to act
clean.
like an underdog or not? Pick one.
That's my point. My whole point. My whole point is that they keep telling us he's an underdog, and then he's doing this shit.
Tanahashi.
What's one
That's
Cena
my-
dream match? you
Great
wish
question
for?
right here. What's one Cena dream match you wish you could have seen from any era? Mine simply, honestly, would have been John Cena versus the Streak at WrestleMania. I'm so mad we never got that, bro.
Ooh,
Like
yeah, Taker.
peak Undertaker Streak versus Prime Super Cena. Man, that would have been.
What year are you doing that?
Who
Malik?
wins?
Oh, man, he could do it like 07, like 2011. I mean, they could. I feel like anywhere between like 07 to like
2011 would have been perfect.
07 to like 2013
End
in
of an
that
era.
time slot. It would have been cool. It
Who
would
wins?
Undertaker for sure.
Undertaker. Yeah.
Do it at 29. Cena, Taker.
I don't know if they just. I don't know if they just didn't want to put the spinner bit on Undertaker because that would look
Yeah, it wouldn't even have. It wouldn't even have to be for a championship. Like Cena could have been at the
rest in
stage. Cena
peace.
could have been at the stage where like this is the only challenge he has left of his career. Basically, like Triple H, all the other guys when they challenge the streak, done everything. It's the only thing left for me to try to take.
WrestleMania 30 was the perfect spot.
The
What's
only
30
way-
would have been cool. Like
I'm not gonna lie. I would have. It's actually the other way around. I would have Cena win to start his heel turn because now he's beat Undertaker.
If it was
at the end of
WrestMania
the
30,
streak.
100%.
Yeah, if it was
because
WrestleMania 30,
because now he's beating the streak. He gets cocky, arrogant.
He cheats
and
to break the streak. Oh, bro.
I wouldn't say cheat. I would just say he wins, and then it's a slow descent into the heel turn because now he's arrogant. But
Okay.
you know, but if he did cheat, like he hit him with a low blow, the crowd would go stupid. That like would go crazy.
Yeah.
Do y'all think John Cena turning him on Undertaker would be a bigger moment than Brock Lesnar beating Undertaker?
Yes.
100%.
Because not only are you breaking the streak, you're turning John Cena heel.
You turn John Cena heel during mid-match, Super Cena like has to find a way to cheat to beat Undertaker. Oh my god, that'd have been crazy. Like
You might have to main event the show at that point. You might.
that'd have been crazy.
It's John Cena.
Get the Bryan thing.
Honestly, it's John Cena and Undertaker. They would have main evented the show. It's John Cena. and
They could have.
Undertaker.
They could have.
That was the perfect thing to do, man. That was the perfect.
Well, Daniel Bryan got over. Daniel Bryan. got
No, I'm
over.
saying like just that whole WrestleMania should have been restructured, but hey, it is. what
Mania
it is.
30? Oh yeah, I already know what I would have did for that Mania for sure.
Shield
What would you have
Wyatt
done?
is right there.
Oh yeah, well,
Brock
the fact that
Batista
Bro,
was right
I would have done Shield versus Wyatt's,
Mhm,
Batista versus Brock Lesnar,
mhm,
1-on-1. John Cena versus The Undertaker, 1-on-1.
mhm.
The main event, since CM Punk left, was going to be Punk versus Triple H, but since he left, I would have added Triple H to the main event and made it Randy Orton, Triple H, and Daniel Bryan. So, because Randy Orton had lost to Daniel Bryan before, so he hadn't. Randy Orton hadn't really proved he could get the real job done because he had the title and then he lost to Daniel Bryan and they had the whole relinquish the championship because the referee fast count and shit like that. So Triple H could have been like, I'm going to step in and I'm going to do it myself type shit. Like, I don't know if I can trust you to get the job done type shit. So I got to do it myself. And I think that would have been a cool little story to add on for Daniel Bryan's momentum because you have to do something with Triple H. You feel me? So you got to be a part of something. I feel like they could have made that work. Those are the matches I feel like they could have did that would have made that Mania better. I don't know why they didn't do the Shield versus the Wyatts at that Mania when they did it at the Elimination Chamber. Beyond me,
Because they wanted Wyatt Cena.
I get that, but it's Shield versus.
It would have been fine if Wyatt
way
won.
better.
It would have been better if Wyatt won the match. If Wyatt wins at 30,
Cena
I
versus
understand
Taker.
that.
You got Brock versus Batista. Oh man, that would have been crazy, man.
Batista's interesting.
Yeah.
Shit, my dream match with John Cena, like when he was at his in-ring peak, like 15, 16, versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. I kind of want to see how that looks. Kind of want to see how that looks.
Back 10 years ago, yeah, that'd have been pretty good.
I would want to see Super Cena versus Tribal Chief Roman.
Like 07 Cena versus like peak
Tribal
Roman.
Chief. Yeah, Tribal Chief. Yeah, that's what I would want to see.
It's
Hopefully
kinda
different
stuck on the
structure
finish
than what they actually did.
Yeah, it's a way better structure. Way better.
Super Cena versus Tribal Chief would have been
great. Yeah.
Would have been pretty crazy. They would have probably did something like Cena's career on the line or something like that versus the title shot or something. It'd be something crazy like that.
Who do you think wins?
Cena's career on the line, Cena for sure.
Oh well, yeah. Cena don't lose like I quit. I'm talking about like just for the title, main event of WrestleMania. Who win that
Probably
match?
Roman.
Nah, I don't know. Probably Cena. Bro.
Okay, so look, we talk about Super Cena 07 and Roman Reigns 2020s. Put that match in 2016 in the middle. So not in
Cena
Super
loses.
Cena's peak and not in Tribal Chief's peak, but like in the middle. Like, or like
Cena's
2014 probably, because that was the last year.
Cena's losing then for sure. At that time.
Cena's losing.
Yeah, at that particular
So
time.
when does Cena win? What years does Cena win?
07 is, bro. He beat
Pre-Brock squash. Pre-Brock squash.
I honestly would say if it's like 07 to like 2011, Cena probably got a shot because even though Roman had the bloodline, this nigga buried a whole group by himself, bro. So
he did bury the next.
He not worried about.
Bro,
I'm not worried about the bloodline, bro.
I've been rewatching some of that, bro. It's worse than I remembered.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm not worried about
my!
the
The
bloodline.
promo after SummerSlam that he cut on the entire Nexus.
What do you, bro? Because you know what's crazy?
Oh.
You know what's crazy? The part when he was like fired and had to work for the Nexus, was that after he buried them?
No, that was after.
That was the fall.
Yeah, that was after SummerSlam. Yeah,
That was after SummerSlam, right?
After Survivor Series.
To make it worse, go back and watch his match at TLC with Wade Barrett, and at the
oh
end
my god!
of the match, he took Wade Barrett over to the
Yeah.
TLC set,
Yep.
and he put a table over him and literally yanked the chairs down as the ultimate burial over Wade Barrett's body, bro. That's crazy work. Crazy work.
I
Ultimate
hate
burial.
2010 John Cena. Oh,
Ultimate burial. But it's hard to say. Peak Roman, though, man. He only lost like 2 matches, bro. Like during his peak. Like
got pinned twice. Yeah.
2 people, bro, in a whole 4-year span is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy. But John Cena, you gotta think John Cena in 07, first person to beat Umaga, first person to beat Khalid by submission and pinfall.
The Kevin Federline, bro.
He beating, he lose Kevin Federline. though.
Twice.
He did
King
lose Kevin.
Federline.
Yeah, see, that's why I gotta give it to Tribal Chief Roman. Tribal Chief ain't losing no Kevin Federline, bro.
Yeah.
And he did lose to Shawn on Raw. He did.
But that
He
Sean
beat Shawn
is
in the main
fine.
event of WrestleMania, though.
Yeah,
I
Shawn's
was
fine.
like, Sean is fine, but
But I'm saying in that year, though, like he was in an undefeated streaks. He was beating people in the main events. Like the only thing that stopped John Cena was himself. Got hurt. Wasn't for that. We don't even know. I'm not even convinced Randy Orton would have beat him in the last man standing match. I don't think he would have. Probably would have held that title all the way to Mania next year.
Oh, you didn't think Randy was winning that shit?
Hell no.
no.
No, I did.
No, I thought Cena was gonna hold it for a fat minute. Who beat Cena though? Who do you think is the one that beats him?
Orton would have been a good option though at that time. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I thought No Mercy was
Good
like the
option.
perfect end.
Orton could have won, but it probably would have been by some type of shenanigans. Like it would have been like somebody interfering to set up Cena's next feud after, and then Orton would have been champion to do something with Triple H. Like probably would have been like Mr. Kennedy because he was doing stuff with Mr. Kennedy at the time, so Kennedy probably cost Cena the match or something like that. I don't know, but Orton would have been a good option at that time because he was still young. He was still an upcoming guy at that time too, so he would have been a
I
really
feel like that's the best. I feel like that was the best iteration of their feud.
07.
07.
Yeah, 07 for sure. That would have been a really good option. But at the time, you could really kind of give it to anybody because people didn't complain too much about who was champion at the time. Like Shawn Michaels could win it, and people would have been happy, even though he was old and didn't need it.
A lot.
Yeah, it would have been Shawn. Like Undertaker was champion in his 40s. You know what I mean? At that time, like people didn't hate it. You know what I mean? 2000, bro. In 2007, Batista fought for the world title in every pay-per-view, bro. That year.
He was Rhea Ripley. Yeah, he was
From
Rhea
January to December, Batista was either defending the title or he was trying to win it back the entire year. And nobody, at the time, nobody really
Yeah,
batted
I'm not gonna lie.
around.
You do that shit in 2025?
Yeah, nasty.
Hell no.
You should have done it.
Hell no.
He was also having feud of the year. So to be fair,
But even mind that, it's still like he was literally in the world title scene. We're talking a whole full calendar year. A whole year. A whole
Every
calendar
pay-per-view.
year, bro. That nigga was in the world title scene at every pay-per-view. Bro, come on. That happens today?
Yeah, nah. Overpushed.
My God, Rhea Ripley fought for the title 3 times in 3 straight pay-per-views. I thought that was overkill. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, this is terrible. Like, he fought for the world. He was in the world title scene every pay-per-view, bro. That's crazy.
Technically, the only person. Well, nah, you can't even say Cody because Cody took a break between Mania and SummerSlam. Well, nah, because Cody wasn't a full calendar year, but Cody was.
But no, he had the King of the Ring match and everything. Like, he
King of
had
the Ring as well.
stuff like the tag team match. You know,
Yeah,
he
that's
had-
what I'm saying. Yeah, like Cody had at least some breaks in between It ain't taking no time to get back to that title. 3 months, if that.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, we're going to go ahead and hop off, man. Ryan, appreciate you for coming through, taking your time to come on the stream. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. We'll be back next week talking some more wrestling for you all, man. Make sure you hit the sub button. Check
What
out
is this? Episode 85? We got 15 till we get to 100, man. Y'all start subbing, man. We got it. We got to do something for the big 100.
We're going to do something. We'll figure something out.
We got to.
Got to.
We're going to figure something out for sure. We'll come up with some ideas.
I'm about to say, we would.
If you got some ideas, let us know in the comments too, man. We take some ideas too, man. If y'all got some ideas for the big
we might have to start having like a no-name title belt or something.
Like predictions title?
Yeah, like a predictions title, or
yeah.
We might need to do something, man.
That's not a bad idea.
I'm rocking with that.